What it do, Naysayer Nation? We are back after a brief 1 week hiatus for the Aftershow podcast for a very special Marvel Rivals themed episode. And I couldn't think of a more Marvel Rivals themed episode by having a bunch of former Marvel's Avengers content creators come on and talk about it. Of course, we have the OG Marvel's Avengers content creator himself, Jay Shockblast. How you doing, Mr. Blast?
I'm hot. I'm heated. I'm ready to sit here and shit on all your bad Marvel rival takes. Not
There,
you, like
there have been some.
everybody.
It's been an amazing week for Rivals, but it's not without we'll call them takes. There's been some takes. There's been some debates and whatever. And whenever you have debates, you have to call one man and one man only to solve them. He is the legend, the myth, Mr. Feet himself, Highruler.
Oh my goodness! Hello.
You heard you say legend and wasn't sure you were talking about him.
I actually didn't know. Yeah, I was kind of worried because like, oh no, this is like a really good intro. It's for someone else, and then Sadot's like me, and I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna let them down. There's a lot of pressure riding on that.
We mean, but Highruler is a legend in these parts. I mean, Mr. Avengers Assemble podcast, literally the reason why this podcast exists. So, gotta give you your flowers.
Appreciate that.
Speaking of flowers, we have the most humble and sensitive member of the gaming community. You've probably seen or heard him on my Marvel Rivals live streams, being not at all toxic or angry at all when things don't go his way. He is a legend in his own right, a legend in the making. King Greek, who's way too close to camera right now. What's up, Mr. Greek?
There's a strong chance before this episode is over, I'm gonna piss off somebody in the comments, and that's exactly what I came here to do.
That's why we brought you here. Well, what's up? Speaking of comments, what's up to the chat? We got D Savage. Congratulations on being first, my friend. News you lose, old man Eastwood. Maybe you'll get there next week. Shout out to the Golden Dragon, Super Patrick, Travis, of course, the biggest Elden Ring fan on earth. What's up, King? Gabe, appreciate you as always. Swag Gaming, what's up? Make sure you drop a like, subscribe, share, all that random bullshit for the algorithm. Now let's get into the meat of it. We'll start things off slowly. Roll cue. No, as a so we'll set it up a little bit. So Marvel Rivals obviously has had pretty much exactly the week that I predicted they would. They're currently sitting at 433,000 players right now on Steam. The all-time peak of 480,000, which broke their first day record where they launched at 444,000. So obviously very big, one of the biggest releases of the year. The only game that beat it out this week was Path of Exile 2, which did not prevent Rivals from going off at all. Obviously, this completely overshadows Overwatch's launch. So a lot of opinions, a lot of people getting to try the game for the first time. And as we who played the beta complained about and assumed people would when they got their hands on the game, Marvel Rivals has a little bit of an issue with balance, particularly with the way the game is played. Optimally, you want to have at least two strategists, which are basically the healers of the group. But unfortunately, everyone wants to run DPS, a high damage dealing character. And part of the problem is that there's no role queue, so everyone could just jump in, play whoever they want. That's the core philosophy of the game. But because of that, you'll have people pick 5 DPS, and then they run out and die immediately and wonder why they're not getting healed. And well, it's because no one wanted to be healer. And part of the issue is that most of the roster, in fact, the overall majority of the roster, are DPS characters, and there are relatively very few tanks and strategists to choose from, which leads a lot of people to lean in to DPS direction. A lot of takes have been thrown about to address this issue, but the man himself, the man who has cursed many live service games, has a solution. Hopefully, what do you got, Highruler?
Yeah, my solution wasn't necessarily roll queue. I think eventually down the line they'll experiment with it. I think we're probably a couple months off from that. But my thing was that, like, if you look at the roster of characters, like mostly everyone's favorite characters are like damage characters, right? So like naturally, if you want to play your Wolverines, your Spider-Mans, whoever else, right? Like they're damage characters. My ideal solution, retrospectively would have been to add more fan favorite characters to the other two roles, right? Because if you don't want to do role queues, what's the one way to incentivize people to play these roles? Well, to add more of their favorite characters to those roles. But, obviously, that ship is coming past. But, ideally, my solution, if they're so against role queue, would just be to add more cool characters to those roles. Whatever they may be, because we can't speak on it, but whoever they decide to do down the line, just add them to Vanguard and Strategists. It's simple. That's all you have to do.
Oh, great one. Obviously, Jay Shockblast has a lot of opinions on Marvel Rivals. What do you got?
Jay.
What do you got for this? I
don't really have a problem with that. But the thing is that, like, then there's the people that go play as Adam Warlock, and again, those here. I'm not suggesting it to you. I'm just saying the people that do. Okay, there's the people that'll go pick Jeff, or they'll go pick Adam Warlock, and they'll go pick Rocket, and they'll play them DPS too.
Yeah, no, true. Yeah.
and it's like, guys, like, yes, you should be getting your pot shots in and everything, but like, I don't know, man. I was just playing a game right before, that's why I'm kind of coming in hot, and I was playing with Otter, and I got Jeff to captain, so I got his special little kill, icon and everything. And I want to do the same thing for Thor, but the problem is Thor is the worst designed character in the game, and anybody that suggests otherwise is fucking stupid. And if you ever see me tweet something that, like,
take it from me, guys. Take it from me.
Direct, I'm very serious. I think you are stupid if you respond to me with, but actually, he's pretty balanced. No, he's not. But that's another argument for later on, because I know we got like Greek talk. But yeah, that's my big issue. Is I got to a point in the game where it's like, we're playing with, like, I was the only tank, and then there were four, the DPSers, and then there was Otter playing a support. And I'm like, dude, Otter, honestly, just play whoever you want. Like, they don't deserve a healer. You know what I mean? It is definitely not a skill issue at all. Like, I've had MVP with Thor on plenty occasions. Like, it's fine. Anyway, Greek, roll Q. What do you guys say?
Yesterday on Sadot stream,
there you go.
We were in the middle of playing a game. Mm-hmm. Now, I began to receive a good couple of messages saying, "Hey, bud, congrats on selling a rank game for 5 other players by playing the worst healer in the game." I was on Jeff.
One of the best healers in the game.
Yep.
The hey, Highruler.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Okay, so this guy was on Hawkeye and he went 2 for 8, and he messaged me pissed, saying I was on the worst healer. This is the problem.
Classic.
Essentially. This is why, again, I'm more in for the aspect of having roll queue, because granted, you will have a lot of people sit here and say, especially because, like, we already know the developers, that the reason for why this is the way it is because they want us to be able to play the heroes that we know and love, which is absolutely fair. But the problem with that is it's very hard to fucking do that when 3/4 of the roster are DPS. And moving forward, we've already been told that that's going to be the precedent going forward. There's always going to be more damage characters than there are tanks and supports. And I understand people are more along the lines of, like, the reason why no world key was important, and the reason why that, like, partially, like, killed Overwatch is because if a character's not working, you just switch off and you go to somebody else. That's completely understandable. But then that statement completely negates the people who refuse to switch off, who will sit there and continue to try to make a character work, and it's not realizing they're hurting the team by doing so. The only other good solution that I've seen to like not having roll queue is simply just to give everybody in the game a global healing passive, which does sound fair, but that would also have to be balanced at the same time. So, everybody just isn't tanking all sorts of damage because the game already has like 3 times more resurrections and iframes and invisibility issues than Overwatch, which is perfectly fine. But honestly, I would give it like I think Highruler said around 4 to 6 months. I would give it around a year. I understand that they've compiled a bunch of data and everything, and this is what the conclusion has led to. But I feel like there's a difference from internal data as opposed to this actually being out in the wild and seeing how the public responds to it moving forward. If we don't get where I imagine if we don't get it, we're gonna get some version of it, or we're gonna get something else to combat this issue because there's no way in hell why why we should have to deal with having a solo healer, 4 DPS in the tank, and then the healer is out damaging 2 of the DPS on the team. That's a problem.
So I think all of you are right to some degree, except Highruler. He's wrong about everything.
Yeah.
No,
Perfect.
no, no, okay. No. I think everyone is dancing around and getting, and I think the solution lies in kind of everything here. For one, it's a new game. A lot of people are trying it for the first time, so a lot of this is just a skill issue. There's just going to be, no matter how you slice it, you're, especially if you're playing quick games, you're in the early parts of comp. It's a new game. It's the first week. A lot of the time, more often than not, if you're queuing up randomly with other people, you're probably going to be playing someone who didn't play in the beta, and they're all going to be, and they're going to be bad. They're not going to understand really how to play. So in time, more and more people are going to kind of understand. They'll settle down, and I think the skill level will get better, especially if you're climbing up to rank. But I do agree that I don't think roll queue is the solution. I think that would, in fact, make just drive some more players away, and I don't think it fixes the underlying problem. I do think that the global healing passive would be the better solution, combined with just adding better strategists and tanks. I think those two will help make the global, make it. I think Flats from Overwatch suggested this for rivals. He says something like, if you're not taking damage for like 5, 10 seconds, something like that, you heal for a percentage of your HP, and I think that would solve the heart of the issue, because their core philosophy is they don't want Roku. They want you to play whoever you want. They also don't want every character to just be defined by a role. So they're going to get better at designing the characters. We've seen that they've gotten better at kind of designing characters, like Iron Fist, who doesn't super need to rely on a healer, because he can heal himself in multiple ways. They drop the ball on that when it comes to Wolverine, but in general, you can kind of see the direction that they're going. They also, with the team abilities, some of the new team abilities are complete dog shit, but they've also got some really good ones that incentivize people to try to uh, at least trigger that team up. So if they can just nail the team up abilities, add some more interesting strategists, hypothetically, like someone from the Fantastic Four or Ultron, then I think that'll get people to try out some of these new characters, and also add the global healing passive, so that can solve some of that issue of people not getting healed. And I think that ultimately, combined with just more time, more people getting used to the game, and then just playing ranked instead of quick match, I think we'll see it improve a lot.
Yeah, I think one of the other things we have to consider, and I think it's fair. Um, it's a new game. Everybody has their characters, and everybody's probably trying to try different characters and really just kind of considering themselves. And when you're solo queuing into a lot of these games, and I'm guessing that for the most part, maybe I'm with Otter, like I was with Otter earlier, right? So the two of us are probably going in with 4 people running by themselves, and there's no real communication, and it is what it is, I guess. But I think it'll get better just as people start to level out a little bit and understand the characters a little better. But I think there's always going to be just that, like, I want to be the guy shooting the gun. You know what I mean?
Blip, blip, blip.
Good. What?
Blip, 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 blip. Yes.
I mean, I love playing I honestly love playing as Jeff. I really do enjoy his play style. So it's good for me. And honestly, like, it's pretty sad that most of the games I play, I'm like just outdoing everybody on my team. Like, except when I play with Sadot, obviously, because, you know, Sadot's the best.
And King Greek.
Yeah,
you play with King Greek.
Yeah, but like no, but like I've even had some MVP games with Jeff playing with you guys, you know, and I will admit you guys are both better at the game than I am. I'm also still learning some of these characters. I had an awful first game as Captain America. I was cursing his name.
Yes,
and then like literally the next game in a different game mode, I was like 19-3, you know? So like I just feel like my big gripe right now is that like literally my favorite character in the game is designed so stupid and poorly. And
Thor.
like honestly, not like Thor at all. Like everybody's like, oh, he's just like so and so from Overwatch, and I don't know who that so and so is, but like oh, that's a really stupid way to defend it. Like right out the gate is, oh, he's like this other guy in this other game. Like, okay, I don't care. Why should he be like that other guy? That's not who Thor is.
He should be like Thor.
Yeah, he should be like Thor. Like, there's no reason that Iron Fist should be able to fly further, faster, longer than Thor. There's no reason that like Thor, literally the Odin Force should be healing Thor. You know, like that little bubble that goes up. You know, it's such a poor design. And then he's got like the double cooldown. So like not only is he crippled by the fact that he doesn't have a really legit ranged attack, okay, but he's handicapped by the fact that if you use his range attack, it uses up all of his resource, and you have to wait for those 3 hammers to cool down in order to do it again. But oh wait, you're swinging your tiny little, you know, dwarf arms and like hoping that you can tickle somebody with it, you know, maybe like I don't know, and like they're just backing up. It's like, oh, but I'm trying to hit you. I'll get you. And then it's like you've got nothing you can do. So you're supposed to dive at them, right? He's a diver. Well, guess what? That dive is on the same cooldown as being able to have any semblance of a range attack.
Meanwhile, Venom can swing in, crash onto the ground, hit you, slap you with his tentacle dicks from like 10 meters away,
right.
and then if you do manage to bring down his giant health pool, he could just say, "Oh, fuck you! I just gained another 1,000 health."
Exactly, and that's the thing that's the thing that all these morons are like, oh, well, actually, he's really good if you have a pocket healer, and you know, you just have to know how to play him. That's a stupid answer. I know how to play him. How you play him is not Thor. It's dumb. I would actually rather him be just a low health DPS than a tank, because that's what he actually is. He should be more like what Iron Fist is than anything else. I don't know. But
well, we just got speaking of legends, I have to take that away from Highruler for a second.
That's okay.
Because we have an actual legend that just came in. He almost needs no introduction, but we're going to give him one because he deserves it. He is the former god of leaks. He is the #1 Penny Parker main in Marvel Rivals. Miller Ross in the building.
Hey, I'm so sorry I'm late.
oh, you're good.
We're going through a crazy blizzard right now, and so it's given me big tech problems.
Oh no, you do not have to apologize for God's wrath.
But yeah, thank you for having me. Well, hey, what's up?
we love having you here. Anytime you can come, you obviously have an open invite. We were just talking about the hottest topic in the Marvel Rivals community, which is to roll queue or not to roll queue.
I mean, are we like literally on what's your take right now?
Yes.
Everyone has already given their Highruler gave direction.
Okay. Well, here's my hot take. I think there is a place for it in like a training wheels for newer players sense. I think taking it out of the equation completely, I think people underestimate the value of certain characters or certain comps. My solution was always, because in the higher ranks of competitive, you have the pick and ban system, and the pick and ban system only is there and in the tournament system, right? So I look at it like in the ranks below that, or even in like the lowest ranks, like let's say bronze and silver, put roll queue in there. And then that way, it's just a little training wheel situation until you hit gold. It's just sort of like teaching you, the necessity of a strategist and a vanguard in a team composition. But then it doesn't stymie you in quick match if you want to have fun and do some crazy comp, or if you're like at that point where clearly better, like gold and beyond. Yeah, that's where I would put it. I don't think the game really needs it beyond that, but I think the game does need it a little bit.
So I actually like the take, yeah, because yeah, if you're in a competitive mode, you absolutely should know better, and I do agree that because I even during the beta, like I remember me and Greek were grinding up the ranks, and even in silver, we'd have situations where we're playing with people who are in gold, and they sometimes don't understand the concept of, hey, we need two strategy. We need two you need a proper team comp. You're like, why are you here? Otherwise, if you don't want to win.
I mean, the meta will sort of settle however it settles. And I appreciate the flexibility of no roll queue. I just think like the average new person, I mean, this is, it's by nature of being an IP based game, it casts a wide net to people who are maybe not as versed in hero shooters and team based games. So I think some manner of training wheels on them would be helpful.
For sure, yeah, for sure, but nothing too overly restrictive. Yeah, I think. And what do you think about the global healing passive?
I don't know that the game needs it. I think it really just comes down to how you solve it. Like, I think it's one potential solution to this problem. I think if you choose a different one, then I don't think the game needs it. But that's one way to potentially deal with it. I don't know that I've had enough time. I mean, I've played every test, every waking moment. Like, I've been playing every day since launch. I did the Chinese test.
I was
Like,
gonna say
I've
you even
played
did the Chinese one.
yeah, I've played a lot of Marvel Rivals, and even I don't feel like I have a good enough sense of the meta to say definitively this is what the game needs. You know what I mean? Like, it's really still in its infancy. I think maybe like the end of season 1, it'll be kind of clear where we stand. You know?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Speaking of season 1, it's coming up soon, only about 30 something days away. We're going to have a new season dropping with some new characters. What obviously we all know what characters, but but I'm curious. What are we expecting in terms of, like, besides like maybe how many characters, how many maps, game modes? What we're expecting from the seasonal content going forward? Miller Ross,
Well,
without while being a good boy.
yeah, I mean, there's some clues that we can pick up on based on what's already in there. The average map, and by map I mean, like I guess I can't say Chronoverse, but like Tokyo 2099,
Yeah.
Ixgard, they each have an average of 2 maps. Some have less, some have more. So I think like maybe 2 maps. And As for characters, the average game does one. So the fact that they keep saying heroes in the plural
Yeah.
is very telling. I think we could be, in that launch trailer that they did, or not the launch trailer, the season 0 trailer that they did,
Yeah.
clearly had like a little Fantastic Four Easter egg hidden in there.
Yeah.
I mean, could we actually get the full team? Because 4 characters and 2 maps a month into this game. Like, I mean, I know you were just talking about the Steam charts and like how we've been on a steady crawl upwards. Like, they just wouldn't let go of our necks at that point.
I agree. I was thinking the bare minimum obviously would be 2, but I can kind of see them doing 5
Wow.
for season 1. I can kind of see it, and then maybe slow down the cadence a little bit. But they have, because they have so much they can throw out there. I think they may be thinking they want to, especially launching with 33 characters. It feels like they want to really hit the ground, like going at the speed of light, and give people an incentive to keep on with the game. So I would not be surprised if we got 5 new characters.
But one of the things that I know that, like, from talking to Danny or listening to Danny talk and people ask about it, more about localization, is that the thing we have to consider is every time they add a new character, that's another extra lines of dialogue for every character, so it's an interesting to think what they could do. I mean, obviously we've seen all the hints of the Fantastic Four. I'll say the quiet part out loud, and I kind of feel like you have to bring them all in together, right? Like, it would be weird to like space them out.
I feel like that you could argue that you space them out, especially if they're at different stages of development.
I mean, I feel like you just kind of wait to bring those 4 specifically in together. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a team that you kind of need. But look at the games like.
But they did the same thing to Guardians of the Galaxy, and so that's why I could definitely see them like coming in and it's like, okay, here's these 2 Fantastic Four, and then promise, and then be teasing more, because
There's only 2 Guardians missing. I mean, they brought in 5 Guardians.
But they could have had more. I mean,
right? We're only talking about 4 Fantastic Four.
One could argue Gamora is like essential to the team.
Yeah, I would have done Gamora over Adam Warlock for sure.
Yeah, or no Drax. I just feel like, especially you get more content also out of it if you bring them in here and then have them come in at another season, because maybe they also have some other characters that they want to get in that might be very popular.
I do think that, like, obviously, Thing would be a tank,
right?
And obviously, Johnny would be DPS, and I could actually see both Reed and Invisible Woman being healers.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know the exact terms, but that's a good way, I think, or reason why you do all 4 of them at once.
Oh, well, I think you could even bring them out over the course of the season, right? Like, same season, but you can spread them out in case you need some additional time. You can do like a Fantastic Four season every, X amount of weeks. Here's a new Fantastic Four character, right?
Yeah, or that. Yeah, marketing. Yeah, Highruler gets it. That's why they're paying the big bucks.
Hire me.
Not only that, but you could actually give a Spider-Man, and you could also give who else? Wolverine Fantastic Four skin. I bet those would sell.
Yeah.
Has anybody? I have a question. Has anybody actually seen a Spider-Man wearing that stupid Bagman costume?
Yeah, that's actually all I see. That's all I see.
What?
I love that skin.
Yeah, every time I see an opposing team Spider-Man, it's almost always the Bagman.
I never see that one.
I never see it either.
I thought that was definitely a choice for the, right away.
I always see it, and they're usually it's usually a sign that they're also good at Spider-Man. in my experience.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna spend money on that one. So anyway, sorry, I just had to.
I don't think I've
actually
seen.
saw the
I don't even
Iron
think I've seen the
Spider
MC one. I haven't seen that at
Yeah,
all,
I
except for
saw that
Necros.
one.
I only saw Necros word.
Oh,
Which one?
Necros. He's one of the top streamers. for the
No,
game.
which skin?
The No Way Home one.
Oh, see, I've seen a bunch of that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that at all, except for Necros.
Yeah. I haven't seen that. I did see the Iron Man skin. Well, I've only seen that once.
It's a big player base out there. You know, you never know.
Yeah.
I would buy it, but I suck at Iron Man, so it's almost like a waste of money. So
True. Iron Man's. I find out Iron Man is pretty easy if the opposing team is bad and doesn't know how to look up.
well,
there's some okay. As a Penny Parker main, there's some characters that deal with flyers easier than others.
But I'm talking about those situations which happen literally a lot during my experience, where I'm literally sitting on the team with a Punisher and a Black Widow.
There's just it's genuinely just people who never look up. That's what he's saying. They could be the main counter still.
And
don't look up.
there was a game where I was Luna, and I literally I'm trying to heal people, but there's an Iron Man causing trouble, so I ding him like 8 times in a row. The Punisher, the Black Widow, nobody shoots at him. So and he's just raining down with nothing. So I actually ended up switching to Cloak and Dagger so I could auto target and get him out the sky. It's so annoying.
Well, usually I'm just Thor with my dick in my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
looking.
Yeah,
up
you
at
have
the
a hard
sky.
time with him as well.
Yeah, when I'm Penny Parker, I don't have an issue dealing with Iron Man. If that's why one of the reasons I like playing with Penny, because she's actually just great. But yeah, if I do end up in that scenario where my team's DPS don't know how to look up on their controller, then I just shoot up. I just grab them with the net and then just shoot them in the face.
I've been trying to play some more Hella lately, and it's so fun having flyers on the other side. It's like target practice. It's great.
I try Hella every time I try to pick Hella. It's just in the wrong game. Like I'll grab her and I'm like, oh, let me try out Hella, and then as soon as I start throwing some shots, all of a sudden Iron Fist and Spider-Man are just jumping on top of me. It's like, oh.
Yeah, you get jumped real quick because people know how much damage you're pulling off from the side, so they got to deal with you quick, and they do.
Oh yes, they do.
That Hella Battle Pass skin absolutely slaps.
Yeah, and it's free. It's the free one, right?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I thought the Black Panther one was free because you start with it.
No, the Black Panther one is paid.
I don't know. I bought it, so I just never even noticed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I heard someone say it was like the Punisher one, but then when I went to do my Epic Game Store stuff for the Fortnite,
Which you didn't even
glider.
have to do, by the way.
What do you mean?
I was able to get the glider from PlayStation.
Okay,
Crazy.
not on Steam apparently. Not on Steam.
Yeah, apparently Steam is the only one.
Yeah.
So you're playing on Steam. I got it.
Yeah, so I had to go like Smurf account over on Epic, and yeah, I noticed. Yeah, it was the Hella skin in the Battle Pass that was the free one. Talk about value. Like, that's a good one.
It's easily one of the best in the game.
There's even like a $5 add-on that like basically lets you get the first page and boost the amount of V-Bucks that you get to buy more from the Battle Pass. And like even for $10 to get both of those, it's great. And you have to imagine the Battle Pass is gonna be $10 for a full season.
Mm-hmm.
And if they have that $5 add-on, I will absolutely do it again because like $15 is about what you pay for a Battle Pass in just about any game.
Yeah, honestly, it's pretty affordable. I'm pleased. Obviously, this is cheaper as a result of the shorter season.
Right.
But even at full price, like, wow, okay, it could have been worse.
It could have been way worse. People were expecting way worse because it's a free-to-play Marvel game.
Yeah.
From these people thought the skins would be like $50 a piece.
I honestly thought they were gonna fuck us. To be honest with you, like I was expecting to get fucked, and so I was pretty surprised. So
I had faith. unlike Highruler.
Yeah,
I
no,
feel like
I don't have faith in companies, man. I totally expect to just get fucked. So
I feel like these are basically Avenger prices, though, for the most part.
Yeah.
Except the skins are good.
I mean, Avengers had some good skins.
Eventually. The first year they were absolute dog shit, but
But like even like the recolors in this one are just like
really
a
good.
lot. Like I mean, some of them are better than others, but like
Yeah.
that Moon Knight skin is like
Oh, yeah.
incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Now, will I ever get it? Does anybody know if they'll like after the season, if like you don't get it, there'll be an option to buy it?
Probably not.
Oh my
In
God.
Super War, they never put recolors in ranked in Super War. It was always like a new costume. But once that was gone, you couldn't get it anymore. But I mean, I don't know. There's still some questions that I have with the game's like no FOMO approach.
Mm.
Because you can see in the store there's a timer on that Captain America and Hawkeye suit, the season 0 ones.
Mm.
And it's not even the full length of the season either. So I'm curious which are going to rotate out, what that looks like. I know in Super War, every battle pass had like a skin in it. It was just the one, but it was always like a new one, super extravagant, beautiful, like custom animations. It was great. And after a couple seasons, they made a special shop. And so new battle passes would have a special currency that you could use to go in that shop and buy the old battle pass items.
I noticed that
interesting.
Multiverse is doing that too now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like they have so you get more of that currency, that special currency that you had to use to buy Batman Who Laughs in the battle passes, and they're putting like skins that were former rewards into that. So like if you missed out, now you can just buy it here.
Okay, that's smart. How do you get the Moon Knight one?
Gold in rank.
Golden rank. Oh, that's
Yeah,
the
you
gold
got to
rank
get
for
at
it?
least gold in rank.
What's
That's
the
the-
lowest rank? Yep, the lowest rank you need.
Yeah.
You can do it. Gold isn't that bad.
No, it's not. No.
I didn't really play rank, but I'll just join in with Sadot and Greek. And now, do you know if you get it like as soon as you get gold, or you have to wait for the season to be over?
No, it used to be like in the tests they had like the reach gold item and you would get it right away.
Yeah.
Now it seems that you get it at the end of the season.
End of season.
So basically, get to gold and never play ranked again.
No, you can keep playing it. It's whatever the highest rank you got that season was.
Oh, okay.
So you can demote all the way back down to bronze. You'll still get it.
So as long as you get there, you'll get it. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm not a ranked guy. Like I just like to play. You know, I'm not about necessarily stacking up against the sweatiest of the sweats all the time. But you know, if I can like make Sadot suffer through my bitching a little bit, I'll do it.
I'll tell you,
I
like
prefer the sweat. I prefer the sweaty environments.
I was playing some competitive off stream today for the first time, and I've played 5 games so far. All 5 games I won. All 5 games I got MVP. I'm 1 game away from silver.
Huh.
Like I'm already there. It's and I'm like not the best at hero shooters. Like I've improved a lot, but I mean that's a genre that a year ago I would have said, don't ever put me in front of one. I'm going to embarrass myself. Like it's
See, that's
awful.
MOBAs for me.
You know, and I'm doing okay. So
Like
yeah,
I want to play Pokemon Unite so bad. Nope.
Oh, I miss Pokemon Unite.
Yeah, I'm so bad at it.
I'm interested in MOBAs. I'll try anything except Call of Duty. So I'm always open to it. Like I never had any remote interest in Overwatch or anything. So I wasn't even 100% sure. I was definitely sure I was going to try Rivals. I wasn't sure if I would love it, and I immediately love it. But just watching Overwatch, I don't know, just something about just looking at the gameplay, it just doesn't look appealing to me. I just couldn't see myself actually playing.
I played it when it came out, and I wasn't totally into it. Like I tried to play it for a little bit, but yeah, I was never a big Overwatch guy. I don't think I was never like Team Fortress. I was never really big into hero shooters at all. This is really, it's weird. Like I feel like except when I'm playing Thor in random matches without other people that are actually not brain dead. I feel like this is one of the very few games where I can play a competitive game at this point and just have fun doing it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I can definitely. I do play a fair amount of PvP games, and this is definitely the most fun I'm having playing out of all of them by far. Any time, like I'll just sneak in a couple matches just for fun. Like literally last night's stream, I was gonna be like, stream like three hours, couple, just a little something because I wasn't planning on streaming on Sunday, and then 8 hours later, I'm still we're still out.
Everyone just
goes.
remember the time they were here and Travis admitted to being almost brain dead.
Almost.
But yeah, it's good, right? Like
Oh.
here we are, it's launched. God, I'm having such a good time.
But how long will it last? What do you think the good vibes, the player numbers, like obviously we knew the first week was going to be insane, but do you think it will be able to last, say, 6 months, a year with numbers like this?
I think so because Future Fight does, and Strike Force does, and like
Well,
Contest of
Strike Force,
Champions.
Strike Force is having some problems these days.
Okay, well I'm not up to that then. But like, I know they're mobile games, and obviously mobile games are always going to be more accessible. But I feel like this, it's Marvel, and it's pretty much a flawless launch. Like there's no tech issues. Like so the game plays well. The only thing that we're complaining about is our favorite characters that were poorly designed, or some characters that were a little over designed, you know?
In the battle
silly.
pass, Jay.
Oh yes, the battle pass is a little too slow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do feel like this has staying power.
Yeah, there's no immediate killer, right? Like with a lot of games, you can kind of point to like one or two things. Would be like, yep, this is going to sink it. There's really nothing so far that has pointed to it and been like, yep, this is what's going to kill it. So unless they make like a horrible decision or something horrible happens where the game's down for like 2 weeks, I mean, yeah, I think this is probably going to be around.
Yeah, because this launched like right before Path of Exile 2, and that didn't have any effect on it whatsoever.
No, the numbers are going up. Like,
Yeah,
and even again, just to further reiterate, when you looked back at the start, can anybody remember the last time we had a game that launched almost as flawlessly as Rivals did?
no,
I mean, Marvel's
Concord.
Avengers and Suicide Squad didn't even have servers that were like handling the game this well. And this is a pure online game.
Like
Helldivers 2, even though like it was a massive hit the first month, it had horrible server issues on day one.
other than like people having like personal issues with their like PCs not being able to run the game and whatnot, there's virtually been no issue. Like that and the fact that again, like it's obviously gonna have some kind of staying power because it has one of the biggest IPs in the world attached to it. But just looking at how release is being handled, like Highruler said, unless they sorry, I think it was Highruler or Sadot. Sorry, my memory's bad. Unless they make a giant mistake, I don't
like Helldivers
2. Yeah. I can't really see them like going anywhere anytime soon. I just know I'll be fully satisfied once Quake and Iceman get added. That I'll be fine. And until then, I'm still holding out hope.
Put her in every survey, every single one.
I'm putting Nightcrawler in all of them.
Ever being in there.
Like, why can't I have Quake? Highruler already got his damn character, and he don't even play tank.
Listen, my character is the leader of the Avengers, man. He has to be in these games.
I think there's a difference between Captain America and Quake.
Well, we're playing. Everybody's talking about Jeff right now, so
and Squirrel Girl. So
I mean, Squirrel Girl is trash. I do agree with you guys on that.
A lot of characters are getting their day with this game, and
the community is looking at Jeff right now like he's Charles Manson.
Not to mention, by the way, I think there really is a place for Quake in the roster for a few reasons. One, She, I think, interacts well with the environmental destruction mechanic based on her power set. I think there's a great natural fit there. There's a lot of room to work with in her kit. Second of all, when they were talking about the importance of individuality in characters, she represents the apex of like the shield agent type. You know what I mean? Like if you look at, okay, let's bring like a shield character into this game. I mean, it's really down to her and a couple others like Nick Fury, Phil Coulson, Maria Hill. Like, I think she's the one to me that sounds the most fun. And I think she's the one that would probably get the most hype behind her out of that group.
Oh, by far.
Yes, because a bunch of men would like to look at Chloe Bennett.
And you know what? Hey, whatever it takes.
And they're not wrong. But I think her power set is also just really cool. The only other, like, if we're going just Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like, the only other character I would want besides Quake is Yo-Yo.
Oh, that would be really cool.
She would be so annoying to fight.
Oh,
no, like, I don't mean to make comparison. She would be Tracer. That's Tracer. Just immediate rewind. Oh god, I kind of want Yo-Yo now. Damn it, Sadot.
That's the thing. Like, there's so few characters that I think wouldn't work great in this lineup. Like, bring them all. Like, there's no like. I have my favorite characters, you know. And when you look at like an Avengers situation or something like that, I really get attached to like these specific ideas. Like, oh, these characters would work the best. I want this. But like, they've done such justice to every character that's come so far that there's really not anybody they could put on the roster I wouldn't be excited to try.
Yeah, see, I feel that, and I appreciate everybody has their favorite character, and they obviously want to see him in the game. I've always felt like people like Chloe Bennett, not Quake, but that's another story.
I mean, Daredevil's gameplay will be a blank screen.
Who?
Daredevil.
Yeah, right.
I mean, she is to Quake in a lot of ways what Robert Downey Jr. was to Iron Man and what Samuel L. Jackson was to Nick Fury, where those characters were really reborn in the image of that actor.
Just like Wesley Snipes Blade.
Before Chloe Bennett came around, Quake was just like traced still images of Angelina Jolie in the movie Hackers. Like,
or worse, because she had like butch hair, like super short hair.
Yeah, like, I mean, it changed the character a lot, and I welcome the interpretation.
Oh, I'm fine with the interpretation. But like, here's my thing. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, who would you most want to see in the game? Like, your favorite characters on the game. And obviously, Deadpool's going to be in the game eventually. We know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But like, I skip over that. You know, I've already got Thor. My three favorite characters are those two, and obviously, you know, Nova, Richard Rider specifically. And a lot of people are like, oh, would you want Nova in the game? Like, yeah, sure, obviously, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, because honestly, I think Nova is just basically Iron Man, you know, like, so what are you going to really do much different? So I could see them doing other characters, you know, much quicker, especially, or even worse, I think he would be more comparable to whatever they're going to do with Human Torch. So I don't know that we're going to see Nova anytime soon, to be honest with you. And I understand that Captain Marvel, exactly.
You got some pull, Jay. I'm sure you could work.
No,
throw your weight around.
Look, Nova has been in a lot of video games, very surprisingly. You know, he was even in the Marvel vs. Capcom stuff. But like, let's be honest, you know, his character is similar to Human Torch and Captain Marvel, and sort of Iron Man-ish. But like, they're not going to put Nova in before them. You know,
I mean, not necessarily. Like, think of it this way. Maybe you could do like how they do with like the Ginyu Force in Dragon Ball games, where like, oh, he's got the whole Nova Core there, and it's like a summoning kind of archetype, and oh, there's all the different Novas, and I don't know, something.
Well, that's the one thing that I do think could work for Nova, is that you do have the opportunity to like have skins. You know, you can have, you know, Richard Rider as the main Nova, and then you can have a Sam Alexander skin, and you can have a Wolverine skin, because I don't know if you know that Nova 2099 is actually Wolverine. So
fun.
One of the things I've said before is that, like, to have like a successful hero shooter, you almost have to think outside the box in terms of like the characters you do in their design kits, right? So I always reference for Rainbow Six Siege. So one of Rainbow Six Siege's recent characters was an operator who was in a wheelchair, but you controlled robots, and you had two robots, and you can run around. And there's some interesting design choices there. And I feel like for everyone who says anything about the character, you got to go out of the box a little bit, right? So I don't think Nova's like out of the realm of possibility, but I think it's more so like how do you kind of take, and like what Miller was saying, how do you take the character and put it on its head a little bit and then give you something different than what you already have, right? If they can do that, I don't think any character is out of the realm of possibility, no matter how similar they are.
It also
makes-
depends on how quickly you're putting characters in the game.
Yeah.
Like if you guys are like questioning 5 characters a season, like how are we ever going to get to Nova? Because we just listed, 6 characters with, that we think are coming soon, and then there's, that doesn't even include like
Ghost
Captain
Rider.
Marvel or Ghost
Rider.
Rider or or Gambit or Deadpool.
Stan Lee.
Right. So like how do you like if Nova ever comes, I'm understanding we're talking like year 3. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Or year 10,
yeah.
Oh, I love some Dragon Ball. Oh,
Who doesn't love Dragon Ball except Jay?
Oh, that game sucks.
He did not get past the Great 8 Vegeta fight.
Yeah,
it's funny because
go ahead.
Oh, no, what I was gonna say is that Sparking Zero is like the perfect archetype for the conversations that we're about to have in probably a month, where the game's done so well, and then God forbid the Steam charts go down, and then everyone's gonna say the game's dead, right? So just book it, give it a month, and you're gonna see those conversations pop up.
There's also another issue with that conversation that's definitely been happening around the tournament scene, in the sense of a lot of the player base are mad at Bandai for letting that game rock out how it did in a professional manner, and it's not they're not too happy with it. The general perception did change within like a month or so.
Well, like Stan Lee in the Lego games, he turned into like Hulk basically. And then he also had like his own like I think basically he like had like 3 characters he would turn into when you like changed him. Like he would also have like a mech, like a Stanley like Hulkbuster that looked like him with a mustache and everything. But I mean, I don't know we'll see that, but it would be interesting. Here's a question I want to ask Miller, and only Miller.
oh,
You're legit now. Okay. Finally, we have a game that is recognizing what you do. I feel like, as an outsider looking in and seeing how your tweets are going, that you are doing everything we always said you would and being a huge voice for the game. And how does it feel to finally, have that opportunity?
well, it's a mixed bag. Like, I mean, when you say, this is a game that really sees the value in what you do, not really. Like, I mean,
Really?
I've changed what I do,
Yeah.
and they've seen the value in that.
Right.
Like, I mean,
I guess that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
like it was, there was a middle, well, I can't even say middle ground because I just relinquished what I do completely to them. And that's not what I had envisioned originally. And I think you've seen in the community that other people have risen up in that field, and I would have liked to stay a part of that and also gone legit, but it wasn't in the cards, and it was a choice for me. Like turn my like you go that way or go this way, and I'm grateful to have had that choice. I know a lot of people don't, but I got it and I made it.
I'm glad for you because, and I'm saying this is obviously behind the scenes stuff. Like, I talked to Danny at Summer Game Fest, and I talked to him about you, and I just saw that there was a chance for this to happen, and I'm just seeing that, like, I feel like you're doing better being legit, even than when you're leaking.
Yeah, it opens up a lot of doors. It really does. Like, there's a lot of there's stuff I can't talk about.
Sure.
Even I'll say outside of the program, with like external possibilities that have risen that I can't discuss,
Sure.
that never would have happened otherwise.
And I just see the quality of what you're doing, though. Like, obviously, it's easy to leak stuff and get people excited. Like, that's honestly easy. And all, but like, you're going through and you're actually putting out content, and I feel like you're like going really hard into stuff that, like, even I wish that I had the attention span and wherewithal to do. And I feel like you're showing the true value that we all knew you already had, and you're doing it in a way that I think you're having fun with, and I think that you're getting appreciated for, if that makes sense.
It's an adjustment. I mean, I'll be honest with you, from like a personal affinity perspective, I feel like I put more in before and also loved that work a little more, just because it was this like unknown frontier and there was no one ahead of me, and I was always on that line and there was always something crazy happening, and every win was like so hard fought, and it's a different bag now. I don't know. I want to stress, I'm so appreciative, not just of the opportunity, but even like of you saying this. And I understand that it's the right choice, of course. But there, I definitely still have in my feelings a little bit this sense of like, God, I remember like working super, super, super hard to like get this one tiny little story. And I don't know, I could go on and on and on about it. I should probably digress, but
Well, I
yeah.
just think it's kind of, and I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry. I just think it's kind of crazy how, I think it's crazy how, like, I just made like a joke response to like one of your tweets, and I had to mute it. Like I thought, like, to me it was like I was making a joke to you, because obviously, everybody knows about my Thor, for me, what it means to me.
Mhm.
And I thought that using the GIF of Thor winking would be obvious enough when I said buff Thor, nerf everyone else. But apparently, people took that to heart, and I had to mute it. That was just a reply to your tweet that I had to mute, because I'm like, I cannot deal with this anymore. It's too much crazy for me. I can't even imagine how that is for you every day.
It's impossible to keep up with I mean, the one thing that I loved the most and was the most crucial to me in terms of like maintaining an audience throughout the previous years that I've done this has been at least getting as close to replying to everything that I can.
I
And
know how
like,
that feels.
right, and like in like Twitch chat, even for example, like every message and always being present. And I could remember like waking up and just diving into my notifications, and I would just do that all day some days, you know what I mean? And like it'd be troubleshooting, it would be, oh, I'll talk to them about this, oh, speculate, oh, you're trying to get some news out of me. Like there was so many angles to it, but it was so, I don't know, it was fun. And that's, I think, why so many people have this positive impression of me that they do as it relates to Avengers, is because they were one of those replies and they weren't expecting a response, and I gave them 110%. And to this day, I know them if they pop up in chat, you know what I mean? Like that connection was so valuable. And now you reach this point, and I have to let it go. Like I can't keep up with every message. I can't even come close to reading every reply.
Yeah, that's
Like
crazy.
it's gone, and I miss that, but not enough to go back. But it is the end of an era in a sense. Yeah.
So
I
is
don't
this?
know.
So are you in a position right now where Miller Ross, content creator, journalist, whatever, can be your actual job?
It hopefully there's been movement on that front behind the scenes where
Ooh.
it's like, okay, I can actually make like pay my bills doing this full time, which is great. But I'll tell you what's been really interesting is like my stream has kind of died. Like my Twitter has really taken off.
Right.
And now I'm like, God, am I just anchoring it to my to my Twitch? Like, am I annoying people that have notifications on by being like, hey, come watch my little dog and pony show? Like, ooh, I'm doing ranked. Like, it's I don't know, it's such a weird time. I feel like whenever you get, I think, big momentum like this as a creator, and I've heard this from like a few friends, you end up in this state of like, am I making the right choice? Oh my gosh, like there's so much on the table. What do I do? What do I do? And then 2 years later, it's like, oh, I wish I did this. Oh, I wish I'd done that. And it's like, I'm trying to be as wise and um, uh, thoughtful as possible. And I've gone so far away from your question now that I honestly forget what you asked.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
I want to reference this. I think that is something that I've adapted because I relate to what you're saying about trying to respond to everybody. Like especially when Thor died, I could not reply to everybody, and I'm very appreciative of like all the responses I got.
Mhm.
I was liking them all, and like I at least try to like to acknowledge that I saw it, and Colin is kind of giving you validation there that even though you might be like personally in your head having an issue like, oh, I know that people like that interaction, I get that, but like just even that simple part I think goes a long way. So
Yeah, but I really do try. It just really reached the point where it's like I can't even see them all. Like there's just so many. But
Also, I personally love the Miller streams. I've done this a lot behind the scenes. I encourage Miller to just make more video content, whether it's Twitch and both Twitch and YouTube. I think there's definitely a market for the Miller Ross experience, whatever form that may take.
yeah, like it's funny. My plan was to push super, super hard on my Twitch, like as the year rounded out. And I feel like now maybe I should pivot. Like I was thinking maybe taking that energy, and I still want to stream like a couple hours. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna cut it off or anything. But I mean, I was really planning on doing like 8-hour days, 5 days a week. I'm really now thinking like, okay, put that energy into YouTube.
I think you should.
And
It's better than Twitch.
it's tough. It's a real like everything's up in the air. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get so in my head about my own comments.
No. I think it's valuable though, because like, you have other people here that have gone through varying stages of content creation. I mean, I've been doing it for 20 plus years now in some way or
Oof.
another.
Oof.
Like probably longer than, I don't know, some of you have been alive. Like I think I started content creation, which we didn't call then, like in 2000,
Yeah, it was vlogging.
Yeah, I mean, I had websites that I wrote for and all that stuff, and photography and interviewing bands and stuff, and I totally understand because I had a moment in my career where it was like, hey, I have all this attention, people know who I am as a photographer, I get all these opportunities to go to these concerts for free, interview the bands, take pictures, have the best seat in the house. Like, who wouldn't want to do that, But then suddenly my YouTube channel started doing well, and it's like, wait, hold on, I'm actually making money, because like my music stuff was self-sustaining. Like any money that I made, it was just enough to keep doing it, and that was fine because it was like being able to finance your hobby is great, but like then I started making money, and it was like, wait, I can't go to concerts anymore. I got to do this. So I get it. And I think it's just more like letting you know that like we've been there. And that's why I highlighted Colin's comment, because like, you know, he's telling you that like, hey, maybe you're not responding to everybody as much as you used to, but you're still acknowledging, and that's good enough.
Oh my God. Like, I can't even stress to you the outpouring of support and how much it's meant to me. Not even because, like, because I've been on a high lately, even just in terms of like, my numbers and like, you know, it hasn't been the most anxious time, even this year, but just the lengths that people have gone to comfort me and to show their support at just the tiniest like waiver. It's been incredible. And it's been really, it's one of those things where it's like, because like the last 4 years there have been some lows, there have been some deep valleys, and I remember through those times I would have a lot of options and I would never choose the money one. Like I would always choose the put in the work, like it'll happen one day. If it happens, I don't care. Like just do your best, like for your community and for people and for your own self-esteem, and sleep like a baby at night, and that's the best you can hope for. And I, being in situations then when it gets like even worse and you think like, God, should I quit? Like, you know, I had a day job this year that was brutal, and there were mornings where it's like, God, I don't even want to get out of bed. Like, and I'm saying the very nice version of that. You know what I mean? Like it was bad. And you look back on those moments and be like, should I have made that other choice? And it was validating like all 4 years of that work to get this outpouring of support from people. Was like, oh my God, I really did make the right choice. You know what I mean? Like it sucked and it put me through like really tough times, but the community that I built and the network of support has just been incredible to actually see. And I wasn't even aware how strong it was. So yeah, now I've said that about 100 different ways. And yeah, it's, I don't know. That's another thing that's weird about this too. 4 years, and I'm still not good at answering questions about myself and my own content.
You're human.
Yeah, we're working on it.
No, so what do you think? What do you have planned now for the future? Like, assuming Marvel Rivals is the next Fortnite, or maybe it's the next Future Revolution. Regardless, what are your plans? Are you going to just go all in on Rivals, or are you going to kind of expand maybe that to other games? I know there are obviously a lot of superhero games coming in the future. There's a superhero game coming to an end this Tuesday, Suicide Squad season 4. That one didn't quite work out for us, but I'm sure all of us will be back for the DLC to play Deathstroke. But do you plan on just being like kind of the superhero game guy, or are you going to kind of try to get anywhere else? And are you going to maybe pivot to being maybe like a Grubsy type figure, where you're like, maybe you kind of do journalism, like legit stuff, but also kind of inside stuff, or are you just going to go full legit?
Well, I think full legit. I've considered like continuing my form of coverage in other games. And I just think it sort of feels inappropriate to like mold the two. Like I think if I was that kind of creator where I had this channel and that channel and just sort of like a network, and this is my personal account or something, I could see that where it would be distanced enough that it wouldn't feel like they're sharing the same stage.
Right.
But I just think it's weird to marry those two in the same platform. With that said, in terms of just like my general approach to what games I cover, I'm looking at like 99% Rivals, and I'm going to take that 1% to just dip my toes in like a couple other things. I would love for it to be something different and out there. Like I love the Inazuma 11 series, and they've got a new game coming out next year, and it's gonna have like an esports focus. Ain't nobody in my damn audience is gonna give a fuck about that. So I think what I'm gonna dabble in is probably Wolverine.
Good
You know what I
choice.
mean? Like, start building up a relationship with Insomniac as best I can, and sort of stay in the Marvel lane. Right now, I look at it like it's broken. I mean, excuse me, it's fixed. Don't break it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
perfect. Stay the course, and maybe test the waters a little bit with something that's 99% what you're already doing.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's what I had to. That's what I had to do as a content creator. You know, I started on Avengers. I did. I actually technically I started on Outriders on Twitch, but
Wow.
Avengers, and I did love Outriders until that horrible launch that did not go well. But I was already playing Avengers. I was already deep into the community, but I was like, you know what? Hey, I'm so deep in this Avengers thing, might as well, make some content on it since I'm already doing the content creation. That one ended up working out very well, but I came to a point, where I was like, okay, clearly this game doesn't have a future. I mean, especially after talking to you, I knew like ahead of time, okay, this is going nowhere. I can kind of see the finish line. So am I going to? So I'm looking around like everyone else is riding this Avengers train. I'm like, I got a taste of the content creator life, and I don't want to let it end. So I had to figure out, okay, how do you quite pivot? And that's kind of what you got to do. You look at what your niche is, and then you see the similarities where you can go. And fortunately, I chose the superhero niche, so I was like, okay, well, I did Avengers, so I can shift over here. Oh, Gotham Knights is coming. Oh, I can shift over here to that. Oh, Spider-Man 2. Oh, what Marvel's, just kind of just in that general space. So I think that probably definitely makes sense for you. Maybe you do some Wolverine, maybe Rise of Hydra might
Oh
pique
yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I think the thing for me too is like I'm just kind of staying in this lane, like AAA comic book games, and I also want to dabble into mobiles a little bit. I think there's also good opportunity there for like sponsorships.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to, because here's like the whole reason you can't see my face cam right now. I gained like a bunch of weight, and I just got really self-conscious about it. Because I've always had like a bad relationship with food, and it's always just kind of fucked up my own body image and shit. So when I'm really, really far from where I want to be, I just like have trouble putting myself on camera. But anyways, they got Marvel Move. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you
From
go.
the developers of Zombie Run. That could be a perfect marriage. I could be the Jared Fogle of Marvel Move minus the diddling.
Oof.
Yeah.
All right, so Highruler and King Greek, you guys are running Marvel Rivals right now. You've got one character you can add to the game. Who you picking?
Ghost Rider.
Iceman.
Interesting. What about you, Sadot? Well, we already know Miller's picking Quake. What about you, Sadot?
Obviously, I'm picking Nightcrawler.
Yeah, mine is obvious too. I would pick Nova.
Can I do a second pick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur duo character.
Ooh, I like.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Oh, I like that. I've actually surprisingly, I've heard a couple people suggest Devil Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, which I'm glad, because I did enjoy that show very much.
Chat, give us your one character.
And don't say Monica Rappaccini or Taskmaster or MODOK.
Well, we already got Abomination, so
no more.
yeah, I'll be honest with you. They've got pretty much most of the characters I would want in the game. Nova would obviously be my pick. I give everybody
besides Squirrel Girl, of course.
She sucks, honestly. Like I get so excited every time I kill a Squirrel Girl.
Damn.
And then I report them to PETA. Yeah, one character that's not in Marvel Rivals that you would want to see in the game. What about a villain? Like a villain for you guys? Like who would you want to see as a villain?
Definitely Thanos.
Yeah,
I'm picking Sandman.
Sandman. Interesting. I'm having a hard time keeping up with these. What about you, Greek?
I'm upset because I was gonna say Sandman because that's my favorite. That's my favorite
I'm in your
Spotty
head,
villain.
bro.
It's too
If I
slow.
had, if I had the name, if I had the name, crap. Come back to me. Give me like 20 seconds. Come back to me.
I mean, I kind of feel like Thanos is such an obvious one too. I don't know. Kang the Conqueror, that'd be interesting. Green Goblin, that'd be a pretty interesting one. I feel like Null, I mean, obviously we've got his world, so we're gonna see that at some point.
Sure.
I know who I would love to see.
Who's that?
Spiral. She's an X-Men villain for a while. She was the enforcer of Mojo.
Oh,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The multiple arms with the swords.
Yeah.
I love her.
All right. It didn't click with me at first.
I got it. Give me Kingpin. Give me Kingpin as a Vanguard.
Oh,
It's a good pick.
Kingpin, solid.
Yeah.
That's a king. That's definitely a Greek pick.
I'm gonna go off the board a little bit, just because he comes from like my favorite storyline in all of Marvel, and I'll say Annihilus.
oh,
Another connection to Nova.
Okay.
Exactly. If you're gonna have Nova, I need to be able to rip Annihilus's throat out. Apocalypse is also good. Apocalypse is probably like my second choice. So
Yeah,
anyway, I just I thought that would be a fun little endeavor that we all have, and it got chat interactive as well.
I'm curious about what's going on. What's going to be happening skin wise, particularly do you know, Miller, what happened to the Love and Thunder skin?
That's an awkward question to answer.
Oh, okay. Say no more.
Do we know what the release cadence is going to be like for skins? Is it going to be like a weekly thing or?
Well, it's funny because I was saying earlier about the Hawkeye and Captain America Season 0 skins in the shop and how they have a timer on them that's only like halfway through the season. So maybe that could point to something like a store update.
That would be interesting.
Okay, so instead of weekly, maybe like every couple weeks or so.
It's hard to say. We really don't know. But that is something that's definitely on the horizon. Obviously, they've already shown off what we presume is the MVP animation, if not like a highlight intro. And there were a couple skins during the test that still haven't shown up yet either. Like the Star-Lord Master of the Sun one.
True.
And I know there was another too that I'm blanking on. But yeah, there's a few.
Is White Wanda there?
Yeah, we got her day one, like through a mail if you earned her.
Yeah, I saw somebody wearing that skin once.
Oh, and Rocket doesn't have his costume from the one of the
right
the steampunk, him or Iron Man.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I like how that a White Wanda statement can now be applied to two different skins.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm interested to see because I feel like one of the things that I don't see them doing it daily like Fortnite, but like I do feel like one of the things that keeps games like this fresh is like a weekly reset. You know what I mean? So I'm interested to see if maybe once we hit like next, Thursday, if there's like some kind of item shop update where maybe some of those skins that we've already seen get like rolled in there.
I mean,
Nice.
it's early days. I hope we find out soon. I mean, we still don't know anything about season 1. Like we have so much news on the horizon, and even with how we could expect the store to update typically, that would be laid out over the course of like a 3-month season, and there could be something specific to that length of time, like maybe every month, or I don't know. where it just really wouldn't apply to season 0.
Right.
So I'm hoping as we start learning about season 1, that's the kind of concrete details we get into.
Yeah, because what we don't want obviously is what happened with the Suicide Squad, where technical issues aside, it was crazy that they launched with their season 0, and they people quickly ran through the content, and then they looked to the shop, and they went over a month without anything in the shop, and they still haven't added any movie outfits,
and they're not going to, which is but I think the thing that will always be craziest to me about the Suicide Squad item shop situation was when they announced weekly shop updates and then did it once and then never did it again.
at all.
Yeah.
I think that's the most bizarre one, because with a traditional cash grab, you would think okay, they're going to lean heavily into the skins, because I mean that's what kept Avengers afloat for 3 years. Eventually they took the feedback when it became clear, we're going to need some money here. All right, we're going to stop making terrible skins and put stuff in the marketplace people actually want, and that sustained them for a while. Suicide Squad never even bothered. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's funny because that was the game that was we learned so much from Avengers, and you can feel it.
Yeah.
Where it really sort of tries to write the course, and that's just one glaring what's a nice word,
omission.
sure, they just completely missed the mark on that one, where it's like you said, that was the thing that kept Avengers afloat. In fact, I was so worried about their monetization before we finally got into launch, because it was this model obviously means that they'll put the most energy into the skins, and we're going to end up in another situation where it's oh, these are nice, but where's the content?
Yeah.
And then we just didn't get them.
Yeah, so it was just we end up in a situation where it was where's the content, and also where are the skins?
Yeah, and it wasn't even a matter of oh, it was because the state of the game was so poor and they started divesting. That's just the state that it launched in. It was so bizarre.
If they had more skins, you wouldn't have people that didn't know that there was content after the show.
Oh.
It's wild. A year ago, a couple days ago, I was actually out there with Lejeune, playing the game, and it's crazy that
not paying for his dinner.
Yeah, I do regret that. I should have done that. That was Anyway.
Elfriend, but we move.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's another one where, hey, let's make Destiny with a third of the developers.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think by now, hopefully, we've learned it don't work.
I still can't believe listen, say what you want about Suicide Squad, okay? I can't believe the amount of people that try to actually pretend that $5 is still too much for the game. I'm sorry. If you can get, I would buy if Elden Rings, which is a game I have zero interest in, was $5, I would buy it just in case I ever was enough of a masochist to want to try to play it.
I bought it when it dropped to 20.
Yeah, honestly, you can't tell me that you can't have $5 worth of fun in fucking.
I think those people are the ones that are ideologically captured and are just invested in hating it just to hate it. That's just their thing.
I think a lot of it too is there's probably a little bit of fear of that they're gonna spend the $5, realize the game was actually probably decent enough to have fun with it, and they're like, holy fuck, what the fuck, and their whole worldview becomes shattered, and it just fucking ruins their psyche.
Oh, of course, yeah. Especially if they spend a lot of time watching content where it's oh, the woke mind virus, and and then they end up, and the worst fear is ended up liking one of those woke games and having to confront the reality that they've been lied to this entire time.
Yep.
I mean, whenever I make that joke, because it's obviously I'm doing it to stoke the flames a little bit and make these people respond. But like whenever I do it, it's like you can't tell me, like literally, you can buy for the price of 2 cans of this. Okay, you get a full fucking video game.
And
All right,
a battle pass.
and a battle pass, and like all these extra characters. You're telling me you can't find, like, even if you only get an hour of enjoyment out of it, even if you like just play the game for an hour, you're telling me that's a waste of $5? I don't believe you.
That's definitely cap. I don't believe it. I actually did watch the first 2 episodes of Creature Commandos.
I haven't watched that or Skeleton Crew.
I've watched all of those episodes. I watched them. I think I watched Creature Commandos the day after it aired, and I watched the Skeleton Crew yesterday. I enjoyed all of them. I think they're both very good so far.
Yeah, Skeleton Crew is a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. It's got, like, I keep saying it's like a Stranger Things kind of vibe.
Yeah,
and I kind of enjoy it. My girlfriend likes it a lot. She traditionally doesn't like Star Wars too much, but the vibe of this show is, and I hate to say different enough because Star Wars fans are rabid animals, but like it is different than what you normally get out of Star Wars, but it's fun, you know.
To me it was definitely giving like late 80s, early 90s childhood adventure type of things, like movies like The Page Master or the Indian in the Cupboard, that sort of thing, Never Ending Story. I definitely got kind of those vibes with it, and I was here for it. I love it, but like kind of like it was like Andor, but not as dry, but I think it's going to run into the same issue where it's like, for some reason, like all of the best live action Star Wars projects under the Disney era end up being like stuff that has like nothing that you typically associate with Star Wars. Like there's no lightsabers, there's no Jedi, there's no, like all the big ones, like the Obi-Wans, outside of the Mandalorian, which isn't even a Boba Fett show. Like the actual Boba Fett show was dog shit. Like the Obi-Wan show was garbage. But the best standout ones are like for like kind of these lesser, smaller stories, whereas the big tentpole stuff that's supposed to hit just end up like falling short. It's weird.
Yeah, which is such a shame because like if you really wanted to do really good Force user stuff, like the lore and the depth you can go to like really tell those stories is there. It's just to translate it from novels and comics over to the live action stuff is just kind of falling flat. It's so unfortunate.
Yeah, I feel like part of that is definitely a choice from up high. Like there's some absolutely amazing Star Wars extended universe stuff they could have adapted, and I mean people, how many years have been saying to do a Cal Kestis show? like there's a demand for like cool stories. It just for whatever reason, Lucasfilm are just not interested in giving fans anything that they want. It's weird.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's tough, but I think just to tie it all back together, I think Skeleton Crew is there's potential there to kind of merge a couple of different worlds there. If you saw the end of episode 2, I don't know any of the leaks. I'm sure it's all been leaked and whatnot, but I think there's some really cool potential there for a couple of characters. And one of the things I will say is that like all the child actors don't suck, which is like, yeah, it's rare, right? Because like some of these shows you watch, you're like, holy fuck, I have to watch like 13 episodes of this shit. But like
Obi-Wan.
I enjoyed Obi-Wan, to be fair.
I did. that first scene, like I was willing to give. I was like, okay, Obi-Wan, okay, cool. That first scene where Baby Leia is being chased through the woods, I was like, I'm out. I'm fucking out.
Speaking of Disney Plus, I just got these.
Ooh,
Got the Loki season 2 steelbook.
I actually just bought that. I actually just bought that skin today.
And the Hawkeye.
That Marvel Rivals. Because I play a lot. I play a decent amount of Loki, and I was like, well, I can't run around without the season 2. Literally the best part of season 2. So I got to add to buy it.
And I think Mandalorian season 3 and Ahsoka just shipped.
How much have all of you spent on Marvel Rivals so far? This free to play game.
Okay, so I dropped like $60, but I only bought the battle pass and the penny skin. I haven't touched the rest of it yet.
Okay.
And I'm looking at the 2 season 0 skins in the shop. I'm like, if those are rotating out, I will buy them because I don't want to miss out on them.
All right.
I'm a sucker for that.
Good 50. What you two, chat? This goes to you, chat. How much have you spent on Rivals so far? Drop the number. Don't be shy. What about you, Highruler?
I'm 100 deep.
100 deep. That's King Greek.
None.
Ooh, free to play.
Nice.
Respect it.
I put 100 in, and then PR sent me a code for $25.
I don't know. You know what's funny, EJ? I don't know if you should be announcing that because like you are like public enemy number 1, depending on which parts of the internet you go to. Because there are some people who are upsetty spaghetti that they have not gotten any.
I
free
should
money.
be announcing it because that is the law in the United States of America. Is that I must disclose when I have received anything. So they sent me a code for $25. That is through the press side, not the creator program. Very different. And this is because I have a relationship with the PR company, and the guy is from Boston. So, you know,
There you go.
I sent him a link to some of my content, and he's like, "Oh, that's awesome! Hey, here's a code for $25. Get a skin."
Unfortunately, I did not get a PR code, so I did it the old-fashioned way. I have spent believe $125 on Marvel Rivals so far.
I have another $66 in my PlayStation account, but I've told myself I'm only buying the currency in game $100 at a time, so that I can maximize how much I get. So the next time I get some gift cards, and I went to Dollar General where it was 15% off, so I got like $22.50 free out of my PlayStation currency. A little bit of planning. Gift cards 10% off at Target this week. So if you want to save $10 on $100 PlayStation gift card, there you go. Look, it's just free money.
Free money.
But
I feel like I could justify spending $100 or more on Rivals because I've definitely made way more than that on Marvel Rivals content, making Marvel Rivals content. So that's just me giving back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not embarrassed to. You've been using Aniba. I think Aniba has a code as well. I didn't go Aniba this time because it was for $100 gift card. It was 96, so it wasn't as good of a deal. But I mean, obviously, if that was the best I could do, then yeah, I'm gonna save $4. But I mean, Marvel Heroes, I probably spent at least $5,000 on that game.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's just crazy. But yeah, like I have everything I really want right now, and I'm only down to like 100 V-Bucks or something. So nothing. I do really love that Captain America skin. I think that's the one you're talking about. That in the Hawkeye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the season 0 ones, right?
But I don't know that I'm going to use either one of them often enough.
I know, and I love Hawkeye's default.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be torture.
That's part of the reason. I don't use Captain America that often. I do use Hawkeye a lot, but I love his default. So I was like, I was like, for Hawkeye, I'm just gonna wait for them to drop the Ronin because I know they're gonna do the Ronin.
You know what I love though? I love Hawkeye's recolor, where it's like black and like a sandy kind of tan. Oh, I love that recolor so much.
The only skin in the shop right now that I'm kind of like, ooh, maybe I'm gonna get that because I did not expect to enjoy playing as Namor as much as I do.
Oh,
and I might need the bulge.
You gotta do it. Honestly, it motivates your team to look at you. I just think it's good for everyone. It's win-win.
Enemies call me Namor.
Yeah, Highruler, I've been literally
Oh, you
updating
glued to
Twitter
that?
all night for that.
Yeah,
Yes, very
okay.
much.
Yeah.
I think he's going to the Mets, but
I think you're right. Yeah, he's definitely going to New York. Yeah, I agree.
we're talking about Juan Soto, by the way.
No
I
one
know
cares.
nobody else cares. But
Yeah,
yeah.
Han Solo. I love that guy.
Yeah,
Uh,
what skins did everybody
Lucky Ray.
get?
Same Lucky Ray gun. Same.
I got Psylocke and I barely use her. I got Wolverine, I barely use him. Obviously, I got the Thor Herald of Galactus
Of
skin
course.
because I fucking love it. It's my favorite version of Thor. What else did I get? I got I got the Guardians pack. So when they gave me that $25, that's when I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna get the Guardians pack because I only wanted Rocket, but I love those those uniforms. Like that's what they wore during Annihilation. So
Yep.
I've always had an affinity for that. And I don't think I got anything else.
Yeah. Would you splurge on Ruler?
I got the Guardians pack, the Bulge.
Of course you did.
Is
Good
that
man.
it?
That tweet was fucking wild. I showed my wife that tweet. Okay,
Which
like
one?
his name or his gay porn that he posted.
Oh,
It was a fun. You know what? I keep saying I was laying there with my girlfriend one night, and I handed her the phone, and I was like, just scroll, and I'm just showing her these tweets, and I think the one I linked to you guys was like the Kirby with the mouth open, like the realistic mouth, and I'm just like, I'm like split in size over here, and like I've never seen thirsty Twitter as thirsty as they were for that one. Like for days, it was like I need him, and like. There was ones where I was like, I don't eat seafood, but I'd eat them up. I'd ride them through the screen. I'm just like, you guys really need to get laid. Like, I will help. I will find people for you at this point. Like, it was probably one of the most wild Twitter experiences I've had. But I mean, it was funny though. I loved every second of it.
Oh, that's too funny. I've been holding off on the Namor because I don't like that movie or that version of the character. But I obviously my first purchase was Deadpool and Wolverine, and my second purchase was a Psylocke. I also got Loki season 2. I got the Black Widow movie. Obviously, I had to get Incognito Jeff, Mr. Knight, and the cloak. I got the Cloak and Dagger, growth and decay one as well. That's the only one I did. Yeah, I didn't get any of the Guardians one. Maybe I'll get the Guardians pack. Yeah, I'm not interested in the Hawkeye one, to be honest. Probably won't get the Thor one because Thor sucks. I already have the Venom penny because I'm a PlayStation supremacist. So there's that. I might get the Magneto
How
one.
dare you?
It is what it is. But I love the skins for the most part.
I'm debating the Captain America Gladiator one only because I need something for him. Like
That's the only one I don't really like.
Yeah.
I love the season 0 one though. That one.
I don't know if I care for like the future version, whatever. Like I don't know, but I feel like I need something for him, and I wish they would be like, hey, like this character's gonna get a skin soon because I know like. Knowing my luck, I'm gonna spend money, and then all of a sudden it's gonna be like, "Ha, MCU costume, asshole!" Like,
Oh, definitely count on it.
yeah,
yeah, that's really I think a matter of time for every character there that showed up in the MCU.
Yeah, they're definitely. Yeah, Highruler will definitely drop some money on that skin, and then like 3 hours later, they're gonna reveal the Captain America and Winter Soldier MCU skin.
You know what I need though? Here's the thing. I need this to be the game that finally lifts the veil on Fox movie skins.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like even just one. It's never really happened in any of these Marvel games with like the mutant because first of all, it was the whole Fox mutant drama for years. Right. And then it was like, I don't know. I don't think they'd really embraced the legacy of the Fox movies yet at that point. And now here we are, Deadpool and Wolverine. We're very much in this sense of like, oh yeah, we're bringing them home. So why not? Like like a the old like the X-Men 2000 leather with the X outline on the chest.
Oh,
The leather
Give that one to
suits.
Wolverine.
I feel
Yeah.
I feel like it's definitely happening, especially mostly because Marvel successfully destroyed Fox and got the mutants back. So I think that's what's going to happen.
One of my favorite
Finally.
things about that whole point in time in human history is how Marvel really actually thought like, oh well, fuck Fox, we're just gonna like devalue all the mutants, and we've got the Inhumans now. Hope you like the Inhumans. Here are the Inhumans. Oh, you hate them? Fuck it, we'll buy Fox. Quake,
Yeah.
an Inhuman.
I mean, everybody's sort of getting shuffled now. Who even knows?
Oh yeah, now Kamala Khan is a mutant as she was supposed to be, which I guess I buy it. I'm gonna be honest, I do kind of buy it because that was during the dark era where they literally were not like even Marvel Heroes got kneecapped. Like I'll put you this way, it was so bad they actually like delisted the Fantastic Four from Marvel Heroes. Like you could just not buy them anymore.
Jesus.
And I mean, we took the whole Scarlet Witch parentage drama for years and years.
Right.
I think we can handle the Kamala Khan, is she mutant or inhuman?
Well, it's also kind of funny, like, because it's still like, I feel like the parentage is still an issue, and I don't know what the right answer is anymore. But in game, they do talk about him being her father in
Honestly,
Rivals.
I love that element of the game and like how it plays with canon and pulls from different corners of comic history. Like it does so lovingly.
Yeah, oh yeah, Moon Knight has probably my favorite interaction so far. Like from them making him Dracula on him money meme canon.
I was
And
very surprised to find out that was in the game.
and then the one Nava Flo ended up posting this on his TikTok. We were playing, and Moon Knight had an interaction with Hela where Hela revealed she was basically used to fuck Khonshu.
Wow.
And I was like, what? That's
She's such a queen.
yeah. I was like, slay, but
There's another one too, and it seems like I told Sadot this yesterday. Squirrel Girl is looking to add another celestial win to her belt because she wants to fight Null after hearing from Venom that he ate a planet full of bipedal squirrel people.
Which is
Period.
canon. Like my favorite part about like people with Squirrel Girl is every time they talk about something that she did, you can just say, not canon. Not in the main timeline.
That's why Thor sucks.
Yeah, well, he killed Galactus with his bare hands, so
true.
Squirrel Girl only did it in an alternate universe.
Hey, did you know Quake actually sniped someone on Earth from the moon? Yeah.
I buy it.
Yeah.
I believe it. Chloe
No
Bennett can
powers
do it.
involved. Just marksmanship.
She also crushed Wolverine's heart.
Oh yeah, shut him down.
I mean, to be fair, Punisher also beat the fuck out of Wolverine with a gun.
Yeah, he gets the shit beaten out of him a lot.
Yeah, we all know what Punisher did with that shotgun.
Yeah, unfortunately, it applies in Rivals too because Wolverine is kind of mid. I'm not gonna.
I still haven't played him yet. I feel like I'd really enjoy him.
He's fun until you realize like he's just a worse Iron Fist.
Oh.
Yeah, it is wild
because they have the exact same play style except Wolverine's kit, because of the way his Berserker passive works, kind of relies on you to be constantly in the action. But unfortunately, his roar, which is like his super damage reduction, is much worse in actual game than it was in the trailer. Maybe they nerfed it beforehand, and that was from an old build. But in the actual game, his damage reduction is kind of shit. He can't heal, and he doesn't have like a quick kill move to even do like the assassin go in and out, do that. So he's kind of ass. like,
Mhm.
like the best thing he could do is like immediately revive, and then that goes on a cooldown. But even then, like every time like a Wolverine dives, he's like extremely easy to deal with.
I did see him throw someone off a map the other day. That was pretty funny.
Yeah,
Just
Oh.
took him with them. It was great.
if you can land the dive, it's great. But very often it's very easy to miss that because it's really clunky. So
Mm.
I am so mad today. Twice today, I got 5 people in a Jeff Ultimate, and both times it was on maps that like I could not throw them off. So I just had to like walk around with them basically. The worst, because then you spit them out and all of them are pissed and just shoot at you at first. Like if you can't like kill them in the gulp, man, I was so mad because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, so someone literally did that to me. I was playing a match beforehand while I was on Moon Knight, and it was on the Tokyo 2099 export map. We were on like literally the last phase in that room.
Oh yeah.
And the Jeff grabbed me off point and scooted me to the hallway. But he took me and Adam Warlock, and there was literally he didn't go off the ledge. He just went right through the hallway, and he spit us out in the hallway. And Adam just heals me in midair, and then I just team wiped him with the Moon Knight combo.
Yeah. Yeah, like you just gotta know like where your spots are that you can go. Like you gotta be willing. I love this is the a line from one of the new Kendrick Lamar songs, and it's just I say it every single time I do it. It's like I'm gonna take him to hell with me.
Yeah.
So
that also would have been tough on Moon Knight because he does have a double jump and a grapple.
well, right, but that's why you have to just die with them if you have enough people.
If you
And,
have the guts.
I've had so many like quad kills where it's just like, oh, I've got 2/3 of the team. We're just gonna go right down in this hole and die together, because if you die with them, they all die. But if you spit them out, some of them have a chance they can glide back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always remember if you're swallowing with Jeff, make sure you know who you're swallowing.
Yeah,
Just commit to it. That's all you
I
have to do.
feel like the hitbox on it is so forgiving for Jeff, where it's like,
Yeah.
because like I very frequently as a Penny player get taken by his ult while I'm ulting. And while Penny's ulting, she has the fastest walk speed in the game. And I will be like out of the circle and I'm back in it. Or like, it's a flyer is above it or always getting pulled into it. I'd love to actually see the hitbox,
Yeah, because I've literally double jumped out of it and still got caught.
Yeah.
I had some flops today too, though, where I ate nothing.
Oh,
Yeah,
that always hurts.
Probably the best was when on stream yesterday when Greek in our team got swallowed by Jeff while I was playing Jeff, but I had my ult at the same time. So I swallowed Jeff after he swallowed the team.
Oh.
Yeah.
That
Which was which is a crazy interaction. So what happens is, I just end up having just all of them, and I spit out my team and then spit out their team off the map.
I was very confused as to what the hell happened.
What did you tweet? I think Highruler tweeted something earlier about Doctor Strange.
Oh, there was like this old
the portal trick.
Yeah, in beta, and I'm 99% sure that was patched in the beta, right? And then it's like back or whatever.
Oh, the Boger thing.
Yeah, you put you create a Doctor Strange portal right in front of the enemy spawn, and then you connect it to an out of bounds point, and then if they rush out of spawn without thinking, they go right through the portal and just all die.
So this one is using
the Boger thing is okay. So like, there's no friendly fire, so you can't get kills on your teammates the usual way.
Right.
But the Boger technique is to use during the 30-second like wait before the other team shows up, for the Strange to make a portal and for the allies to jump into it. So you get the 5 kills off that. It charges his ult, and his ult is at like 94% then when the match starts. So it's so he's getting team kills with it, and for like easy ult charge.
Might be the most useful thing I've ever seen come out of Dexerto. So
I don't even know what that means.
It's,
Hey, once upon a
dog
time,
shit.
there was an article on Dexter about Miller and some familial drama.
okay,
So-
yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's say second best thing to come out of Dexter 2.
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
accurate. That was pretty peak.
Yeah.
I love that era.
Times.
I love that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I
Lord.
still don't know if it's true, and I like that it's still a mystery,
Yeah, it's like Santa Claus. It's like you don't want to spoil it.
right?
That's true. Spider, yeah, Negros is a really good Spider-Man player. I actually tried to do Black Panther. He's similar to Spider-Man, where you got to get the one trick and be able to do it. And I feel like it's more fun doing Spider-Man, but it's more practical doing Black Panther sometimes. But Spider-Man just has that way better mobility. So, but Panther has more room for error. But if anything goes wrong, it's much easier to get away with Spider-Man. But
Yeah,
it is very fun
mobility
to pull
really is king.
off. Yeah, it's really fun to pull off. But yeah, I wish Black Panther just had a normal double jump instead of having to only double jump after he does a wall run. Like the fact that Iron Fist can like just quadruple jump essentially, and then just reset it with a wall. It's crazy. That's somewhat. They should give that to Panther. They should give that to Wolverine.
Yeah, I really do feel like Iron Fist and Wolverine are in for some adjustments.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
Yeah. Not having a dedicated heal on Wolverine is fucking insane. Like that doesn't make any sense. That's literally his entire shtick.
Yeah, there's just a few characters I just feel like they got wrong. Like, and I didn't even really actually think of it this way. That like Iron Fist is literally what Wolverine should be. Like I didn't even know Iron Fist had a healing factor. Like I know he can center his chi and everything, but like, geez. But like go ahead.
I was gonna say because I agree. I feel like the only problem there is not even the fact that he has one; it's the fact that Iron Fist gets to keep all that bonus health and Wolverine doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he gets so much. Like he has his one heal, like his meditation heal. Like so at the start of so before an encounter, you just do the meditation with a Iron Fist, and you're starting at 300 health, and then if you defeat enemies, you gain more bonus health, and then if you do your block thing where you block all incoming damage, you gain more bonus health, and then you're blocking all the attacks. And
also,
then you
damage reduction
and damage reduction. Then you get a new combo from it. Like it definitely feel like they show way more love for him than Wolverine.
Well, you know what it is. It's because Marvel Marvel Rivals is woke. They're Asian. NetEase is in Asia, and all the Asian characters are ridiculously good.
The only thing that Wolverine has over Iron Fist is that it's very hard for this to actually happen because you're getting punished a lot, especially when people see that Wolverine's in his bonus health. He's the only duelist character that can technically reach a Vanguard's health. But even that's rare. Because the second you get hit, you're not sitting at the highest max of 600 anymore.
Yeah, I will just say for anyone listening, if you're getting dove, like if you're in the back line and you're getting dove by an Iron Fist or a Wolverine, anybody's back there. First of all, ping. Because if you're not in voice chat, your team doesn't know that that's happening and you will die. And they're going to be like, where's my heal? It's going to be a whole thing. Second of all, don't fall back. Like, approach your team because you're taking the dive further away from them. So there's less chance that they can help you. If I have somebody behind me that's getting dove by an Iron Fist, I can take down an Iron Fist lickety split. No problem. I'm like one of the only characters in the game that can. But not if he's on the other side of the map. Don't take him away from me. Take him to me.
That's actually really good advice. And if you are playing support and you do ping them and your team ignores you, just know that's just part of the Marvel Rivals experience. and the one thing to do with Iron Fist is to definitely run away while shooting him. You want to force him to use his his block early, because then he's much more vulnerable. Like it, and it's harder to close this because the only thing he has to close the distance really fast is his kick, and he prefers to save that because it does way more damage when you're low health. So, and it's also a good escape. So if you can force him to use that block early, you'll have a much easier time of dealing with him.
I feel like people need to also make that a general statement for just whenever you have a healer too, because the moment somebody gets tagged, they just take off, but don't take off towards the healer, and then we'll get spam in chat. I need healing. You do it to yourself.
Yes,
and normalize apologizing, because like I spammed the hell out of healing one match, and I knew it was like mostly my positioning, but we ended up winning. Oh, I definitely apologized to the healer on our team. You know, my bad.
Hi, Jasper.
Yeah, he's coming to say hi.
Aw.
Oh.
Where did Highruler get a dog?
I had Jasper. God, how old is he? He's like a year and a half now. So I got him a year ago, September.
Does he also have a thing for feet?
I don't think so. He has a thing for me not streaming, which is true.
Yeah. I feel like I always see a dog behind Highruler just jonesing to go outside. Like
So every time I go live and I talk to people, he gets really upset and jealous. So if you guys hear him, it's because literally I'm not paying attention to him. Like it's literally all it is.
It's endearing. Everybody loves a pet cam, you know?
It's true, yeah.
If you don't, you're a serial killer.
Well, yeah, true.
There's no around it. So there's another, so in addition to Marvel Rivals and Suicide Squad, I mean, I guess that's the only challenge to Marvel Rivals next week, the Deathstroke DLC. But we have the Game Awards, and
oh gosh, wasn't that tonight?
It's the Game Awards December 12th.
Indiana Jones.
They just dropped the sizzle reel. People a little excited because the sizzle reel trailer for the Game Awards usually gives you a little preview of what you can expect at the show. In addition to it just kind of shows, you know, some of the nominees, you know, this that happened this year, and also sometimes gives you a tease of what maybe you can see at the show. And they doing some GTA 6 and that that sizzle reel, yeah, and some Ghost of Yote as well, you know. Well, and so I've heard from insiders, they've been saying apparently they're actually been hyping this up. They're saying this is going to be, because it's the 10th anniversary. They said it's going to be a real big show. You know, get hype. You know, ring the alarms. It's going to be a big one. Have you heard anything? Any rumblings? I know people are expecting a Wolverine gameplay. We had at some point that we had a report from a creator, actually the creator who leaked the existence of Rivals. He mentioned he heard some stuff about Sony preparing for some kind of showcase for Wolverine happening potentially this year. Some were thinking maybe it's going to be at the anniversary, but they didn't end up really doing anything for the anniversary. So maybe the Game Awards. What do you think? You hear anything you're expecting at the Game Awards?
I am expecting some sort of DoorDash promotion of some kind.
Definitely.
You know, use code Game Awards for like a free burrito with your purchase or something.
Don't forget the annual Warhammer. Warframe Twitch drop.
Yep.
Every year, Warframe Twitch drop.
I think this is a good question. Are we actually going to get like Wonder Woman stuff? Do we think?
I would hope so at this point.
Yeah, I think so.
I do. I'm going to say yeah. I'm going to go out on a limb and say yes on the Wonder Woman.
I think we can say that game just outright doesn't exist until we see it again.
It's funny, when I went to WB Montreal, there was a girl there wearing a Wonder Woman t-shirt, from the game. So, I mean, at least back then, they thought it was real. She also, I always remember her because she walked up to me, the only one that walked up to me and was like, "You're Jay Shockblast, right?" Like,
aww.
yes.
That's so nice.
And she's like, "Can I just tell you that I loved the unboxing video you did for the Gonk droid for Lego Star Wars, because that was like my project and I like put that whole package together. And you were the only one that got it like right away. It's like this thing right here, which
Ooh.
I've been offered $1,000 for.
Holy
Oh
shit.
wow.
So this came with my game code, and there's like a puzzle you have to do to open it, and the game code was inside. So unless I could have figured out how to open it, I would not have been able to access my game code.
J Shock
That's so
last
Wow.
novel.
Yeah, so that was actually really cool. Like, you know, being recognized for something, you know.
You should be used to it. You're J Shock last.
I'm not used to it.
The Riz God.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
So all right, so I'm gonna do my annual. I already kind of always do this, but we'll do my annual Game Awards prediction of what I think is going to be there. Especially, I feel like I have license now because of how hype they're building it up. So I'm gonna go big here. I'm gonna go GTA 6 teaser. I'm gonna go Wolverine gameplay, Wonder Woman release date and gameplay, world premiere Iron Man trailer, Kingdom Hearts 4, Resident Evil 9, Hollow Knight Silk Song,
Ooh.
and Wolf Among Us 2 release date, Rise of Hydra gameplay, Crimson Desert release date,
You're missing one big one.
and
Marvel's Avengers 2.
I mean that's.
No, are you gonna say?
I thought that was obvious, but no. But I'm going. I think like, those are the major ones that I'm fairly confident that could be a thing.
Wait, hold on. If Gabe is leaving, did I see something earlier that it was his birthday? If so, happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy
Oh, happy.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Gabe! Shout out to Gabe.
I really hope that we see our next Lego game.
Oh, the one we know.
I was gonna say, isn't it kind of out? I know you probably can't confirm it, Jay, but isn't that out there?
There have been a few rumors of what the
Okay.
next Lego game is, and I know which one is true.
Gotcha.
I've known for a year now, but I would just like it to be known so that I no longer have to sit here and pretend I don't know.
He's tired
Like,
of keeping it a secret.
Yeah, like, and I'm not like, and that's the thing. Like, you know, you get this type of information for being trusted, and I'm not going to be the one. You know, I said this. There's this big thing that happened last week, where someone leaked footage that was Lego James Bond that was supposed to be in Lego Dimensions, and I had 3 videos that were texted to me like the day before it leaked, and I did post one of them on my Discord, but that was the only place I was going to post it. And I was like, there's no way I cannot post this because like I don't want to ruin my relationship. And I guess I tweeted out something like that, and they wanted to know where I got it from. So like, yeah, like I would never jeopardize like those relationships, you know, and I would have loved to have gotten some cheap views off of you know, some unreleased Lego James Bond footage, but apparently those all got DMCA'd, so I made the right choice.
100%.
Yeah.
There you go. It sometimes does pay to be honest.
I did not snitch. I actually, the exact way I put it was, if all things are equal, I would prefer not to say. But I will say it was not somebody that has ever worked for WB or TT in any capacity. Like, so I did not out my source.
Boom, suck it.
No, because it's a tough spot to be in, because like these are people that I really like and appreciate and value, and I don't want to like make. I basically said, listen, like if all things are equal, I prefer not to. If it makes your job harder, then we can reevaluate. But I'd prefer to just keep it at that.
See, Jay no snitch.
Yeah, I mean, like it is what it is,
He's a professional.
I'm a professional. Anyway, I think, is there anything? I mean, I don't know how you really predict this, but like, I feel like there's always like a few games that are just out of left field.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we're gonna
like Killer Bean.
Yeah, well, I also kind of feel like we're gonna get something comic book related that we were not expecting.
Like Captain Marvel. I heard that. Remember that rumor a while ago.
In Avengers.
No, like an actual Captain Marvel standalone game.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember years ago there was like a Thor game apparently in development somewhere?
No.
Don't forget that Fantastic Four game.
Well, that was the thing with Square Enix originally. There was a 3-game deal.
I heard that third game was supposed to be X-Men.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Somewhat. Well. I don't know what I could
How do
say.
you walk around this one?
He's tap dancing. Oh,
You don't have to say anything, just so you know.
No, I know. I for a long time I didn't think there was a 3-game deal, because I remember at the time it was announced as a multi-game deal, but everyone on Earth just kept saying 3-game. I was like, where the hell did that come from? And to this day, I have no idea who said that first. Because every press release, everything was multi-game deal. But I actually do think it was a 3-game deal now, and that the third game was backed out of for, different reasons.
Yeah.
It's interesting though. For a long time, I would have suspected that the Square Enix Marvel Games relationship was kind of spoiled. I don't think they have a ton of interest in working together, just because the right project really isn't there. But I don't think the relationship ended up in as bad of a place as I imagined it had at the time. Which is interesting.
Interesting.
Not that Square Enix has the money to throw around anymore.
Oh, of course not. Yeah. No. Marvel and Marvel and EA did have specifically a 3-game deal, but they only announced 2 of the games, Iron Man and Black Panther, and the third one, we heard Jeff Grubb report on it. He said at the last he heard, it was so early that they hadn't figured out what hero to build it around yet. And then there was the whole situation where EA had those layoffs and they canceled the Respawn Mandalorian game. And there was speculation that they canceled their Marvel game. Like, we still haven't heard anything about it. So maybe they announce it at the Game Awards. Who knows? That'd be great. I mean, there's also there's a couple of unannounced. You got the unannounced third EA Marvel game. You got the unannounced WB Games Montreal DC game that they've been working on over the last couple of years. Superman, hopefully. Cope, but Superman game reveal. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go. Let's go unannounced EA Marvel game and Superman game. Let's go.
Dude, what the fuck happened to Reactive, man? What's going on here?
Yeah, that is interesting. I don't think it's can't. There's been some movement, but yeah, it's weird. Not sure what's going on with that game. Maybe it's just
those games that end up getting canceled, and right before they announced it got canceled, they confirmed that it definitely is not canceled. You know what I mean? Like, there's been a few of those. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like Transformers Reactive is going to end up one of those, where because I remember I think there was lately a statement that was like, "Oh no, it's definitely still on. Like, we're full steam ahead." But it's like, the longer that, because like, I mean, wasn't there like a really substantial reboot at some point? And
It looks fun. Like I feel like that game is in a similar amount of trouble as the Ninja Turtle Last Ronin game, and that game lost 50% of its staff to the Embracening. So that one might be cut. That one might be cooked too. Haven't heard. So like they haven't confirmed it or anything like that. I know at one point someone asked the CEO of Black Forest on Twitter if they were going to have any updates, and he gave kind of like this cute QC reply, like nice try, but then the game wasn't at the THQ Nordic showcase. It wasn't at the Game Awards. It wasn't at a Summer Game Fest. It wasn't at Gamescom. Like we have not gotten I haven't seen a single update about a positive update about this game, and I feel like it's definitely canceled unless they can figure something out.
It just feels like anything attached to like Hasbro in some way is just like really scary right now, like for the Transformers, because like it just seems like Hasbro is in like no projects, no nothing, like, you know, especially with some of their other IPs that aren't Magic the Gathering. It's just like we don't want to touch any of this shit anymore. So I think it's just a really weird time if you really like Transformers, because it's like, well, who knows what that future stands for, because it seems like there's really not a lot going on there anyways.
Yeah.
Man, if I was born in the Dominican Republic and learned how to play baseball.
How much did he sign for? 700?
Juan Soto, 15 years, $765 million with escalators that can bring it over 800.
Oof.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's a lot of V-Bucks.
Yeah.
I could spend that. I could spend that.
Does he have any opt-out for that deal?
They're just starting to come out. I'm sure there will be an opt-out, but like,
yeah, because I think a lot of the deals he was looking for like an opt-out at like year 4 or some shit.
Yeah,
I think Miller's going to sign a similar deal with Square Enix.
I don't know that they've got the money. I mean,
yes,
it's funny because like for a long time, Square Enix was that publisher that was like, oh no, what's gonna happen with us? And like their shareholder meetings are always like, oh yeah, we're swimming in money. Like, don't worry about it, we're good. But all their projects would all be huge failures. I'm sorry, no bonuses for any of you. We're poor. And then, you know, you just get like, hey, we're also doing the next 3 games in this series. Like they were clearly fudging the numbers a little bit. But boy, did that come home to roost.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Now they're actually broke. Now it's really happened. They've had enough failures that they're genuinely in a little bit of trouble. I never thought I would see the day. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like they're not on death's door or anything. Like they're not like level 5 a couple years ago.
They're not level Ubisoft yet.
You know, but like they're definitely feeling the pressure in a way that they haven't since Spirits Within.
Isn't there a G.I. Joe game?
Yeah, I was just about to say there is a G.I. Joe game that's out on Steam. It's basically like that Ninja Turtles game.
No, I heard there was like a new one in development, like a AAA
like
one.
A Snake Eyes game. I heard that too.
Yeah, the Snake Eyes game. I swear I saw.
They haven't announced it yet.
I swear I saw an official announcement for that.
No, but there is a G.I. Joe side scroller game, kind of like the Ninja Turtles game, on Steam, and I heard it's actually coming out on console soon. It's like a $15 game, but I played it at PAX East. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's a side scroller. You know, it's not reinventing the wheel.
There's like that. I was gonna say Power Rangers too, right? Just came out recently.
Everybody's getting them now.
Love it. Where's the X-Men one?
Oh, sorry. Power Rangers launches in 1 day and 13 hours.
Oh wow.
Oh damn. Wait, that's the return of the Rudy Repulsa game, right?
Yeah, Rita's Rewind.
Oh, just to update, just to clarify, Eastwood, the G.I. Joe Snake Eyes game, it's a AAA game. It is officially in pre-production as of July 20th, 2023. So be on the lookout for that. Snake Eyes game.
It makes sense. I mean, I don't know. G.I. Joe is such a weird. You have to lean into the cartooniness, but like every time they've tried to make a G.I. Joe game, it has just never really gone over well.
I feel like it's kind of a dead IP right now.
Yeah.
Like they need a hit to work off of.
I feel like Snake Eyes could work, but I don't know. I just feel like I don't know what character you can really. I feel like it always has to be like somewhat of a team up game, you know.
Well, I'll root for it for the G.I. Joe fans, and just like I'm rooting for the AAA Avatar game, like the Avatar game from Saber that they're doing. I'm actually excited for that one.
Yeah, like all my favorite G.I. Joes are like D-list characters. Like this is Shockwave, who, by the way, was renamed Shock Blast. Where do you think Jay got his name from?
He paid a lot of money to have that changed.
You know what? It's funny though. The patent for it or whatever it is, it expired, and I actually at one point was like, "Ooh, I should buy it."
You should,
but I didn't. I don't care.
I didn't know the G.I. Joe comic book was doing so well.
Yeah, they are actually.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, there you go. So they got a base to work from.
There are no deferrals in Soto's deal, and he has an opt out after 5 seasons.
Yeah,
that's wild.
And
those baseball contracts all fully guaranteed.
Yeah, he's coming away with every single penny.
Baseball's not real. The one Batman game we know what we heard about was for sure that we could talk about at least was from the Rocksteady's follow up to Suicide Squad. Basically, we heard from Schreier that Jason Schreier in his behind the scenes article that after Suicide Squad they had put Rocksteady on basically support studio duty for a little bit to help with the Hogwarts Legacy, and then the management was pitching a new single player game. We had Nick from the Xbox Era podcast say that he heard it was a Batman game, and he heard that Sony was sniffing around trying to get it to be an exclusive potentially.
They always do.
They always can't knock the hustle, but that's the last we heard about anything. And of course, Zaslav doubled down saying that they wanted to focus on making games based on their big IPs. He named specifically Mortal Kombat, Hogwarts Legacy, and Game of Thrones, as well as DC, and he specifically mentioned Batman as a point of emphasis for their video games going forward.
And honestly, that's what I thought Rocksteady would do, like since the beginning, if Suicide Squad failed.
Yeah.
Because during development, like during early development, when it was a different IP, and the conversation became like, do we want to go back to Arkham? I heard it was like let's put it to vote. And so that everyone in the studio was asked, like, what do you want to do by leadership? Like, should we go back to Arkham? And it was an emphatic yes.
Yeah, I think more so because the game the heads wanted to do was complete ass. Nobody wanted to work on it.
Yeah.
Even in the early stages, everyone knew that game was going to be ass. They were like, no. They're like, oh, we could go to Arkham. Fuck it. Let's do a Suicide Squad game.
But there's definitely Batman energy there. And I mean, when we talk about, oh, this is why we announce games so early so that we can attract talent that's really into this IP or, feels drawn to this concept. A lot of people that are very in love with Batman work at Rocksteady. It's just the sort of a talent that it's attracted.
Yeah.
So, it just seems like a natural fit, really.
If it's Batman Beyond, I'd be cool with it, but I am definitely kind of Batmaned out a little bit.
Unless it's Batman Ninja.
Or unless it's Batman Ninja.
I don't know. I feel like it would be a back to basics kind of thing because, I mean, I feel like that would be the takeaway from Suicide Squad was just like, whoa, reel it in. And I would. Oh no, please.
Oh, I was gonna say, are we assuming that this is a clean end for Suicide Squad then? Like, if they go back to Arkham, like this is like the end that they somewhat had seen coming and planned out, and kind of satisfactory.
No. I mean, well, they had an ending in mind. I heard it, like when a TV show, they don't know if they're going to get renewed, so they do that. Like, it's just enough of an ending if it has to be one. And it's my understanding how like the end of season 5 was written. Whether how that gets merged into season 4, if it is at all, or if we literally just get season 4 as it was going to be and then just the end, God only knows. But I mean, it was a small crew. It was too small of a crew working on the game post-launch to begin with.
Yeah.
Now it's
Even smaller.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of leeway. Like, the runway's pretty long, and it was they were very far along on post-launch stuff, or at least the important blocks of it. So
it could have been so much better. It could have been such a great game.
Oh yeah.
I think they really thought people would understand and appreciate what they were trying to do with Elseworlds, and that just flopped hard, because if we've ever learned anything, it's that we want what we know. These people want what they know and love.
I don't even think the concept of us Elseworlds and Suicide Squad was even the problem. It's just the execution was just so lacking.
I mean, I think they also sold the game as something it kind of wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, their idea, like Avengers was always critiqued for its repeatable missions and like the online play being so throwaway, such afterthoughts, and just not fun enough to keep repeating. So one of the lessons that Suicide Squad sort of adopted was like, okay, they're going to be fun as hell. We're going to take like a Fortnite approach to it. We just want this to be like as fun moment to moment. And you're flying around and it's crazy and woo. And I don't know that they really sold the game on that pitch. Like, what you're expected to enjoy about it, playing it if you pick it up right now after having beaten the campaign, that just didn't even seem like it was part of the sales pitch at all.
Oh no, it wasn't like they led trailer with like with the cinematics. Oh, Superman, he's bad here because he's being all that, and then they showed like a little teaser of the gameplay, like 2-minute gameplay, mixed in with the cinematics, and people were kind of like, okay, just very, very, fun jumping, very vertical shooting, and then they did a full 15-minute presentation after the battle pass leaked, and was not well received.
That was a very bad time to be a fan of that game.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
Speaking of the battle pass, by the way, can you believe how positive of a conversation we're having about Marvel Rivals right now, considering how it seemed at the time?
Not Jay.
I honestly only feel like there's like, other than complaining about Thor, I feel like I can't believe they pulled back the like 30 units you got for completing 3 matches. Like, I really don't understand the point of that. I just feel like, okay, great, you have a no FOMO battle pass, but then you create the FOMO of having to log in and complete all your stuff. You know what I mean?
I like that we're having like the internet at large is having a conversation about how great the battle pass is and how fair monetization is, when just seeing the word battle pass was enough to completely turn them away from Suicide Squad.
Exactly.
Which goes to show what I've always said is that gamers are fucking morons, and you should throw away like 90% of the discourse that you see on the internet, because it's not at all from gamers, because it's not at all consistent or rational. They will accept anything if it's a thing that they want to accept. Like they wanted to decided that they wanted to like Marvel Rivals because of the presentation. And because of Suicide Squad having, you know, the built-in Rocksteady fan base, they made up their mind. A bunch of them made up their mind as soon as they saw it wasn't Batman that they were going to hate the game, and they just needed a reason. And the cinematics didn't really give them anything, so they just had to wait. And they got it when they saw the leak. There it is. The battle. Even though I play Call of Duty and Fortnite, Battle Pass evil. Like, and of course it ended up being like the best, you know, the most player friendly Battle Pass on the fucking market. but that doesn't matter because people just needed a reason.
Yeah, I mean, I think my only complaint about the Battle Pass is that, like, I want to feel like I'm rewarded for just playing the game, you know, and not like have to worry about doing all these little specific things all the time. In Fortnite and Apex Legends and Call of Duty, you play a match, you get progress towards the Battle Pass.
Yep.
And that's just how it should be, you know, and that's not happening here because, like, if I want to sit here and play 8 hours in a day, I should be able to do that and advance the Battle Pass that way, you know. But once you're done with these few quests for very little, you know, advancement, it's it. And if I finish the Battle Pass, you know, in 5 days, why do you care? You know, like, I'm gonna keep playing the game. I just want the stuff.
I think the thing that sort of freaks me out about the Battle Pass situation is just like you get chrono tokens through different missions, and there's different ways that you can get them. To the extent that I imagine by the end of the season, you will have a surplus,
Right?
like
And
more
that'll
than you
expire.
needed. Exactly, and it expires, and it's like, well, screw that. If I've done everything that you've thrown at me, and I have like 500, 600 left over, let me use those in the next one. Like,
I do understand why they do that though, and that is common for every game. You know, like, you know, you're gonna hit a certain point in Fortnite where you're just not gonna earn the tokens anymore. Like, okay, you've completed the Battle Pass and all the extra stuff, so there's no more stars to earn. You know, and that's just kind of how they do it. But I get it, and that's going to be a battle they have to fight at some point. But like, even in Mortal Kombat, like, if you don't spend your currency by the end of the season, it's gone. You know?
well, I mean, that's my point. That's just like, if they're gonna sort of drip feed progress to you, but give you that little much more, let me do something with that little much more. Incentivize me to do that then. Like, I just feel like it's kind of lose-lose.
Yeah. And that is a battle they'll probably have to fight at some point.
I mean, that's why we're in season 0, right?
Yeah.
You gotta crack a couple eggs to make an omelet.
Yeah. Well, when you're drowning in eggs like they are after that launch, they've got some options when it comes to their recipes. I mean, I said it. I definitely was serious when I said that they're going to make $1 billion the first month on skins. I think that's definitely in range. I think they're definitely in range, clearly, but because we haven't even seen the console numbers yet. But just going off the
it was
Steam
like
numbers.
10 million.
Yeah,
3 days?
72 hours, 10 million players.
10 million players. And
10 million players. That's what I predict. That's what I asked. I didn't see the announcement yet, but when I made my video, I was just looking at the Steam numbers. I was like, yeah, because based on my experience looking at those concurrent numbers and how that translates, I was like, there has to be at least 10 million. It has to be at least 10 million players. Like, so
yeah, that's what it was. 10 million in 72 hours.
And with, you know, a $5 battle pass, all these great Marvel skins, I know they made bank.
And honestly, good for them. Like, it's about time. It drives me crazy, the discourse around it being like, I think it did well because it's Marvel. And it's like, no, they've had so many flops. So many flops. Like,
I love that. Yeah. As soon as I saw that stupidity, I was like, oh, so you never. So we're gonna pretend like you've never heard of Marvel's Avengers or Guardians of the Galaxy. That didn't sell well initially.
Midnight Suns.
Midnight Suns.
Half the damn mobile games that die after a year.
yeah, Future Revolution literally died within a year.
Yeah.
Like come on, like the only like hit Marvel games like right off the bat, like in the last 6 years, were the Insomniac games and like Marvel Snap.
Yep. Yeah, they've had like 2-1 easily failures to wins. So like, yeah, definitely not a foregone conclusion that it was succeed because it's Marvel, especially in this subgenre that everyone considered impenetrable in 2024.
It's oversaturated. It's, and you can't break into it like the hero shooter. I mean, you heard a lot of that reasoning, from people that were the literal handful that were still defending Concord.
It's been nice though. Like, I mean, we've been playing games from 10 years ago for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Overwatch, Fortnite, Dota 2, League of Legends. Like every one of those mainstay subgenres is dominated by those 10-year-old games.
Yep.
And it's so nice to see not just Marvel Rivals, but Supervive and Deadlock really crack the code. And we sort of have this new golden trio there of games emerging and capturing people's hearts and shaking things up. It's been nice.
Yeah, it's a nice shakeup, especially Marvel. I was like, I think it's for the most part like broken the Overwatch clone allegations. Now that people have actually got to play it, more people have actually got to play it, and it did better than Overwatch.
I know someone that didn't play it, and that's the ex-president of Blizzard.
Oh God,
such a stupid tweet.
I saw he eventually deleted it.
Yeah, somebody got a phone call.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. I mean, that had. I literally thought he was trolling. Like I thought
that would have been a really good troll tweet. Like it would have been like masterclass, but
no, he was actually just a fucking moron.
Yeah, exactly.
I do find it very funny that after Xbox, he pivoted into online gambling.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I'm sure not a coincidence. It's all connected, as they say over at Marvel.
Oh.
It's crazy that people like that end up just being in charge of like a whole entire games and games divisions. Like I don't get it, man.
I think it just goes to show that you actually can fail upwards,
Oh, definitely, especially in America. If you're born into the right circumstances, you can fail very high up.
All the way to president.
Sure. All the way to president of the United States. You could fail. Failure is not a barrier in America. Failure can be a strength in America, especially in the social media age. What one might would consider doing something embarrassing or cringe can make you a millionaire. Like, you never know. One minute you're walking down the street and some guy puts a microphone and asks you about blowjobs, and
next minute you're going to jail over crypto.
Has she woken up yet?
No,
she has completely slept through Marvel Rivals. Can you believe it?
She's going to be sleeping through a lot of things if she keeps going down this path. Let me tell you. I watched a little bit of the CoffeeZilla vid on her, and yeah, good luck. I hope you hire the best lawyers that you can, because you are fucked.
I hope it doesn't stop there. That's the only thing, though. There's a few people in that space that need to go to prison.
No, I agree.
Oh, for sure. Well, I think we can wrap it up. I know all of us want to get back to playing Marvel Rivals. I mean, having a productive evening. So
I do want to say one thing before we do go. Coming out tomorrow, especially if you have Xbox Game Pass, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Fantastic game. I've been playing it for a little bit. They sent me the collector's edition, which has a really cool globe in it. So I've been struggling to figure out how I want to make videos for it, but I do want to make sure I just say, like, from what I've played of it, It's phenomenal. It looks phenomenal. If you're into stealthy adventure games, they nailed it. And if you're an Indiana Jones fans, you're gonna love it. And yeah, well then, Travis, you can just wait until fucking May or whatever.
It's March. Yeah, it's March. They offered me a code, but I was like, I don't have an Xbox or a PC, and they were like, "Oh, we got you in March." So for the PS5 thing, so
Yeah,
I'll be covering it for the PS5 when it drops next year.
yeah, it's really, really good. It's everything that everybody is saying, and it's getting amazing reviews too.
Nice.
And I can
Great.
definitely vouch for it.
I'm glad. I'm glad. This is a shout out to Cammy. Big win for Cammy. She's doing PR. I hope it does well for
Exactly.
everybody and your channel, Jay.
Yeah, well, I mean, the unboxings haven't done as great for me lately, but this one has 6,605 views right now.
Well, there you go.
Maybe next time do it in the hot tub. You'll get even more.
I doubt it.
I guarantee it. I think you could have added another 6,000 views to that if you unboxed it in a hot tub.
Well, let's give these guys a chance to say whatever they want to say on the way out the door.
Yes, sir. We'll start with Feet Ruler.
Yeah, tomorrow I'll be live with the final season 5 preview event around noon. So thank you to Embark for letting me shithouse on that tomorrow. That'll be on my YouTube channel, which is Highruler, Twitch Highruler. I'll be playing Marvel Rivals. I got all sorts of content coming out this week. I got Midnight Suns, Suicide Squad stuff on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm
Girl same.
Yeah, girl same. We're slaying out here. Slay pussy boss. But that's it. Period. But yeah, no, obviously thank you guys for having me on. Greek, Miller, it was great to talk to you guys, and I will see everyone next time.
All right. Mr. Ross.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. I always appreciate it. It's always a great time. Thanks everybody for watching. You know where to find me. Google it, Miller Ross. I'll be live on Twitch. I don't know about tonight. I might be running some more ranked offline. But yeah, I'm always streaming, always tweeting. And I hope to see you around in the comments. I hope, if I can get to them all. Oh my God.
All right. Always a pleasure. The great Miller Ross. And finally, King Greek. We playing some rank after this?
Yeah, actually, because I mean, as well, getting my stuff out the way, I do upload on YouTube. I do stream on Twitch. Tomorrow I'll have my Cloak and Dagger guide video out. I was working on that earlier today, and then after this, I'm probably gonna go ahead and stream Rivals because, in case you didn't know, I am currently doing like a marathon for Marvel Rivals, where at first it was gonna be 30 days, but now it's pretty much I just stream every day until I legitimately can't stand this game anymore. So after this is over and I leave here, probably gonna go put me some chicken rings in the oven and then get ready to give up my life and my sanity to the horribleness that is ranked on Marvel Rivals.
There, I'll be on. I won't be streaming, but I'll be down to play some rank. All right, Mr. And then there was J Shock Blast. You already gave your money bag pitch, so we don't need any of that. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you next week.
Enemies call me Namor.
I'm Sadot the Gamer.
I am not Casual Avenger.
But Casual Avenger is in the chat, so hello. Hope you enjoyed your deep dish this evening. Zip it up, zip it out. Peace, my naysayers.